after the hour passed, the
May want to briefly describe what happened outside the tower, because
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Vera
Describe
would
what
have
I
been
heard
present.
inside the tower and when I left the tower,
did
please.
describe it yesterday, Lena.
I just
Do it
knew
again.
that I hugged Cassius, but
There
nothing
was
else,
a fight.
right?
You were holding out during the fight, and the phase rider was on the building and didn't follow, and there were
okay,
two more
yeah.
phase spiders outside that did follow. So they had to basically double back and deal with the Drider because the Drider was pelting down on Destrian and then basically jumped him. And you guys were like the entire time waiting to just bolt any second now, because you were also not sure whether the phase Drider might, phase out and go after you or not. So you were like waiting. And then you waited for so long that the combat ended entirely.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So,
And
a combination of Layla and Vieira took down one of the phase spiders, I think.
Ibrath.
And then
Yeah. Not Vieira.
Not Vieira.
Yeah. Yeah, Ibrath, that's right. And I think Cassius injured one of them.
I killed one phase spider and I killed the Drider. Thank you very much.
Yes. At
Right.
some point, also
Nice.
Destrian had a giant earth claw hand grab the Drider, yoink it, and then molded earth underneath it to basically trap it in a ditch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Important question. When I hugged Cassius, how hurt did he look?
He took a nasty hit from a
Okay.
phase spider, but he would have refused anything you would give him.
He also had healed himself during the combat already.
Yeah, he drank a potion.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you did see his heroic fact of first gutting a spider and then jumping on the Drider's back and cutting out her heart. So just so you know,
Fancy moves
I
there.
did very well that session. I had very good rolls. I don't want it to be ignored.
All right. So it was a normal hug with a normal stay safe instead of any scolding for you to get healed. Good to know.
No, you wouldn't have healed him anyway because you didn't spend that resource. So yeah.
I didn't have any anyways. I meant no scolding for him to get healed and rested up.
Okay.
Yes.
You would just say it would be fine. You would be chilling in the tower anyway, so.
And you basically had enough time to give him a quick hug before Vieira was like, stomp, we're going.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we bolted south.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and this is where we now really, continue. As in Cassius.
Yeah.
So we left off where we left off. You were trying not to get too drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the wind is already picking up, right? It's still what you would consider normal storm weather of like a serious thunderstorm wind, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're still sitting there with Layla.
Yeah, I'll be up there as long as it takes.
Yeah. So I will just an hour passes, another hour, the storm properly starts, right? At this point, Destrian was coming up and down a few times, packing away his spices into baskets, basically clean out the kitchen. So in case, because it's the preparations, in case the building collapses, that his precious ingredients don't collapse along with it, right? But basically, a minute after midnight, the first raindrops start, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's when the wind picks up proper. And the scary part, on top of the rattling, creaking building around you, even despite it being the stone, there's still wooden beams and stuff, right? Especially inside the lighthouse, right? There's wooden staircases. So despite it being a solid stone building, there's this creaking of wood that you can hear the pressure of the wind pressing into it harder and harder. The rattling, especially after midnight, like the first few minutes, it relatively quickly picks up. Like occasional, you hear like a rattle, and then one of the shingles just ripped off. Like nothing too major yet, but it's already telling you this is not a normal storm because you've never heard anything this loud with a normal thunderstorm, right? You also didn't experience any of the really bad storms during the year of the storm in Verun, right?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, this is like this is one of those storms where like it's like biblical. You know, this is like where you sit and think of, oh yeah, I get it, where people come from with like wrath of the gods, because this fucking sounds like it, right? And Layla is like sitting there and basically just quietly watching the roof. But the more concerning sound coming from the outside on top of the wind is the constant rising impact of the waves outside. Mind you cannot see it because the lighthouse doesn't really have a window towards that side, right? But from what you can hear, the waves are already reaching up all the way to the cliff, right? So at some point, like basically half an hour into that like proper beginning of the storm, Destrian is already like standing in the kitchen and looking also like Layla at the ceiling, and with his eyes closed and just listening and waiting, right?
Yeah, I guess he's actually not staring at the roof, he's just staring at the door.
Yeah.
It's waiting.
And like, let me just forward. Like another 15 minutes pass. Nobody's coming. And finally, another 15 minutes, and Destrian lowers his head and looks at you. We have to go down.
It's like I've just been like with the dagger in hand, or not with the pendant in hand, touching it and just shake my head and just look at the door and then go down.
You're not staying outside. They said they will take shelter. You're not helping anyone if you die buried under the rubble.
Sorry, you misunderstood me. I'm not going outside. I went to the door to go downstairs. That's what I meant.
Okay, sorry. It's
Yeah,
something like
I didn't went.
Yeah, okay.
No. He's just like he's holding the pendant, and he's just like shaking his head to himself, and he knows, and he's just without a word, kind of just like goes to the door to go downstairs.
Okay.
Not to the door outside.
Okay, sorry, misunderstood.
No worries.
Right,
no worries.
He didn't say that. He just nods. He closes, like he gives it like a one last look around his kitchen, and lets Layla go after you, who follows you very reluctantly, right? And you all descend in silence. And at the bottom of the stairs, he like waits for you both to like pass into the hallway, and he leaves the door to like the hallway from like the staircase open. And he steps up, where the spiraling staircase is like around this like central stone pillar, basically, right? Mm-hmm. And he bends over, or like actually goes down onto one knee, and then he touches 6 different parts around that central pillar. As he touches it, the stone suddenly lights up in the various colors that you've seen before in the tower and in the temple of the father, not that too long ago. And he then gets up and basically backs into the hallway. If you're watching, I don't even know if you're paying attention.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting just outside, just in the stairway.
And there's suddenly a rumble. And then you realize that the stone staircase is descending smoothly. Like, it's basically the stone is merging into a solid pillar of stone, the width of the entire lighthouse. And eventually just closes it off. And like the final piece is basically you just see the door where like the stone comes down and then closes. And then it just looks like the door opens to solid rock. Like there was never an opening to begin with. And with that, you're entirely sealed over 100 feet underground. Layla, by the way, is already gone in the goat cave.
Yeah. I'll just ask Destian if they come back, can you undo this? Can you let them in?
I would have to monitor. No. I'm not opening this until the storm is over.
Yeah. Okay. They'll be fine, I think.
He, like, pats you awkwardly on the shoulder. Briefly.
And yeah, I'll go to the room
Mm-hmm.
and just sit on the bed for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And at some point, because fuck sleeping right now.
It's eerily quiet after like the noise of the wind and the waves, right? It's just no sounds here at all.
It's disturbing as hell. And I will, after probably like an hour of just sitting, or at some point I'll try to go to sleep, but can't. Just can't sleep knowing that they might be out there. And at some point I'll actually leave the room and go to the goat cavern. And do I see Layla instantly, or is she like...
She's doing, like, practicing with her staff.
Yeah. Let's go over to her.
She almost smacks you in the face, by the way, accidentally.
Mind if I stay here with you? I can't fucking sleep anyway.
Sure. You want to spar?
Sure. I don't think I have a stick, though.
We can do hand to hand.
All right.
Okay. Then you spend how long? Just she can keep going for a while.
I mean, at some point he'll get tired. As crash down into the grass.
Yeah, I'll give it like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she will flop down next to you and be like, bath time. Let's go take a bath. I want to wash off all the fucking awful shit over me anyway.
Yeah, good idea.
Come on.
So also get this goat smell out of my fucking clothes.
Yeah.
Ooh, pirate stories.
Well, I mean, it's fun when you're driving around with Kriya's crew.
Interesting.
I'm not saying the pirates. But then she like stops, but they're pirates.
I just grin. Don't worry. I've met a few.
They're nice pirates.
I think that depends on your perspective.
I mean, if you're an asshole, you will not like them. But let's go take a bath. And she kind of gives you a hand to help you up.
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah. Then you have an hour of bath time where she tells you about drunk stories on the ship. Mostly Jurgen being funny because he tries way too hard. And in his continuous try hard ways to outdo Creo as the captain of being the better womanizer, being the more charming person, being the better sailor. He keeps overdoing it and then basically messing up over and over, which then leads to funny shenanigans, right? Like him getting a clap with the fairies, which is a real thing. So yeah. So she keeps she basically spends as long as you're willing to listen just telling you random drunken tavern stories, right? And it's not even that much to distract you, it's also to distract herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the same thing, Cassie will talk a little bit, but actually he's more quiet. Just mostly listening to her.
Yeah. She will have no problem talking through the night, by the way. So if you do want to try to go to sleep at some point, let me know.
No. Stay awake for now.
Okay.
I do think I need to do a Constitution saving throw then.
Yeah, at 6 a.m. do me a Constitution saving throw.
It's DC again? Forgot.
You're fine.
Good.
Yeah. No exhaustion. You know. By the way, it's also extremely difficult to tell time underground, right? So basically at some point you did get out of the bath because you ended up shriveled up, basically like prunes, right? And I assume you probably would have ended up sitting in the bedroom on the beds. Or no, actually she would have dragged you back in the cavern because more space. Because the bedroom
I was
is
going to
just-
say she's probably
yeah.
going to be in the goat cavern,
Yeah. So, I mean, she wouldn't have even given you much of a choice. She was just continued, and as she talks, pulls you along as you're all getting dressed and then basically getting back to the goat cavern, where the goats are and Matteo, because Matteo has a very calming, effect on people because continues chewing and not giving a fuck, right? But basically, at some point, Destrian will come in and then you will realize that it's actually morning because he will be like, oh, it's 8 a.m. I brought you breakfast. And basically roll out a picnic blanket and food and tea, fresh brewed. Which you don't know where he made it because, there's still one room that you really, there's actually two rooms that you haven't been inside. So you don't know what they are. Presumably, he has a kitchen downstairs as well. Maybe. Who knows? Is Estrian. He has goats in the cavern. At this point,
Of course he does.
Yeah,
he probably has a kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, come
on. But it will basically continue in this sense, and he will let you know that the storm is still going, right? And then he will walk away, and then at some point he will come back and declare that the storm is starting to let up, which is around 11, 12. And basically he will not open the tower around until good 2-3 p.m. He will give it a good 1 or 2 hours after the storm, the edge of the storm has passed, to open the tower up.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it would be 3 p.m. And at this point, it's just the reverse thing of, he will basically let you know already after he triggered the runes to start opening up the tower. And you can like also feel the rumble of like the stone expanding again through the ground. And then he will call you. And Lila will be like, immediately get up. Like, yep, let's go.
Yeah, I'm basically rushing up with her, probably doing the same as with the bank shit, just like trying to get in and see if anyone came back already.
As you reach upstairs, the lighthouse is still standing. The house is still standing. Destry had boarded up the windows and stuff, so like they're not like, there's some things that have fallen over, but all in all, his house is really solidly built, right? Mind you, from the inside, nothing seems to have collapsed and stuff like that. Once you step outside, it becomes way more apparent, because the first thing you see is just branches, rocks, clutter everywhere. You turn around, and basically 2/3, if not 3/4 of the shingles of the roof are gone, exposing like the skeleton of the roof underneath. Oddly enough, the lighthouse is untouched. Mind you, as you look around, there's clear signs of like that the water has come over the cliff, that the waves were probably taller than the cliff at some point, right? Because there's like traces of like the building is actually wet. Not the tower, the building, the house part, which is weird. The tower is completely dry, by the way. It's a weird thing. It's like the tower has never been in a storm, but everything else around it has been, right? But the most striking thing, as you look around, because like as you come out, the most striking, like, would have been like the desolate branches, debris around you, like in front of you, as you like look down towards like the fishermen and stuff. Like there's no houses. That's all debris, right? Those fisher houses, because they were wooden, they're gone, right? But as you look over the harbor, this is where you just stop. Because where there was the sea before, there is a giant dam of sand pulled up as a barrier in front of, like, through the sea in front of the city. And you realize that was what the Earth Spirit did. Because the city is still there. It's bad, mind you. All the buildings that were wooden are debris now, right? Most from what you can see from your side, because like you have a really good view from the lighthouse. The side where the farms were, there's like a few houses standing still left, because they were like stone houses, so they were more stable. Most of the wooden farms and stuff are gone. They're just debris. Because the wind just cut through them, right? It seems, however, like the city across the river did have significant like roof damage, similar to Destrian's like lighthouse house, right? But because of the preparations and because of the dam that appeared from nowhere, the core of the city across the river seems to be still standing. Mind you, there's like wood piled up along the shoreline. The ships seem to be all crushed into piles, into splinters. The boats are on top of each other, if they're even in one piece, right? It seems like from what you can see that the market is gone, and it's just like boats and debris and dirt and stuff like on top of it, right? But it seems that it could have been way, way way worse. And at this point, I'm gonna actually just show you the map. Give me a second. Maps, Convent, activate.
Ooh.
This is what I mean with dam. Like that sandbank there, it wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's taller than the buildings.
Nice.
It seems to already been like it seems like it's gonna be like a permanent installment in the future, right? But the edges are already like kind of dropping away because this is loose sand. It just looks like the sandbank on the ground of the sea was just raised up.
Yeah, to the point that like the harbor will be a harbor again, sort
Yeah.
of. I mean, let's just look at the city a little bit, but more importantly, is there any sign of Yaris or Mira?
Nope.
Okay. Just like stand outside, and I'll look towards Layla. So assume you want to find your friends, yeah?
If you don't mind, I want to go into the city to see who's still around.
Yeah.
And I've been half a day underground. I walk would be nice.
I figured.
I'll be somewhere. I don't know. I hope if she kind of like pats you, it's gonna be fine. They're grown girls. They can take care of it.
And actually, as she pats me on the shoulder, I assume.
Yeah.
I'll actually just
Kind of awkwardly, like towards the chest, shoulder.
Yeah. No,
pat,
I'll actually I'll just grab her shoulders and just say thank you for spending the evening with me. And what we talked about.
Don't forget to ask the big man about leather. He has really good leather for the gloves.
Yeah. I'm just gonna wait here till they come back. But yeah, it was a fun night. Should do that again sometime.
Yeah. She finger guns you.
I just let her go.
Yeah, there's like this awkward moment of like, she doesn't know if she should shake your hand, wave, finger gun, whatever. And then she just like turns around and walks away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna let her go.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am going to spend my day just basically around the tower because we didn't say a spot to meet, so I assume the tower.
Yeah. Well,
And I'm just gonna wait there.
will keep you busy and occupied to keep your mind off of things. So he will start basically instructing you to find the shingles that are strewn across the landscape.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Whatever shingles survived, right?
I'll help him fix this place.
Yeah.
But I'm not straying from the tower. I'm just
So he will make sure that you eat something, right? And you have your tea. But basically, yeah. So the day continues. And it's 4 p.m. 5 p.m. And then it gets dark. And still no sign of them.
Day.
Destry will kind of walk up to you and go like, well, if they have taken shelters here, you have to keep in mind they still have to get back from there.
I just kind of want to just go and try to meet them.
You don't know which way they're coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it okay if I just wait here?
Sure.
Thank you, Destry.
He will nod and go inside. Meantime, Viera Samira.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6 p.m. You're on the other side of the city.
Yep.
It is dark. It is dark. You have just arrived. And as you remember, when you come from this side, there were all the heroes' money houses that were out of wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that you see, even in the dark, is just debris. Wood, clutter, churned up, churned up earth. I mean, clutter's everywhere on this island at the moment because, there's branches that broken off and stuff like that. But, like, this is, like, wooden buildings flattened on top of, like, everything else that was, like, unrooted and destroyed from the sheer wind force, probably. And because of the dark vision, you see that far, it looks like just the city is gone, right? At this point, like, where you're standing.
I didn't expect anything less from the wooden houses.
Yeah.
We should skirt the edge of the forest and get around the riverside first.
Exactly. I
because
doubt the British survived.
the bridge, not a chance.
Yeah.
We should keep an eye out
Mm-hmm.
for bodies, just if in case anybody is badly injured, and we can help on the way there. But we should make our way to the tower first.
Gruesome but true. Yes.
You never know, someone may have survived being outside there. I pity them. But let's go. Let's make our way to the tower as quickly as we can first.
Mm-hmm.
Are you tracking for survivors as you move?
Tracking for survivors as we move, but not moving slowly looking for survivors. It's more a case of if we see a body, even if it's not moving.
Especially when we go towards the fields and the fishers, because there were buildings and everything.
That's
so you're going this way around, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think we would have gotten that far into the town. We would have basically reached kind of the road
entrance and then just immediately
gone around.
The bridges are gone, right? Anyway, there's
them to have been
there's mud churned up, stones that have been pushed through the river, like out onto the coast. The water has mostly receded already. You don't see that many people at this point, but you see some people kind of picking with lanterns through some of the rubble. But you also gather it's dark. Like, they're probably going to continue tomorrow, right?
Is there anyone actively calling out for people, aka they're not looking for things?
No, but if you remember the previous day, is that they were pulling the entire city into the city center behind the sandbags.
So with any luck, nobody was on the outskirts.
Yes. And as you can see, most of the stone buildings, the roofs are mostly gone, right?
Damaged, but they're standing.
Yeah. They didn't really bother boarding up these houses on this side where the fields are. So there's like a bunch of like windows broken. You see like big branches through windows or doors missing, stuff like that. Partially the parts that were towards the water, you also see the traces of like a flash flood that has already receded. So it's like the mud and stone and branches and just shit everywhere, right?
Yeah.
The fields are gone. The crop that was growing, gone, right?
Yeah. It's still early in spring, so they should be able to recover.
Yeah, let's hope there's not going to be a famine going around.
Worst case scenario, I can help out a little bit for the time that I'm here. I can't feed everyone, but I can help to feed some.
Of course.
And there are plenty of herbs in the forest and food in the forests that, I hope they like spider kebabs. There's plenty of spider in the mountain.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you continue. The devastation gets again worse, like at the beginning of the city where there were the
Expect
most.
it to get worse as we get
Yeah.
nearer to the coast, anyway.
But the most baffling thing is, I mean, would you even see this? This is the question. Yeah, you would. Well, not really.
Well, 60 feet.
Yeah.
Unless it's illuminated.
No, it's
probably not.
So you basically make it to the tower, and guess who's sitting there? It's Cassius.
Just with the light pendant on.
Immediate rush towards him. Cassius!
Get up.
You're right! Hug. Just hug.
Yeah, just hug her back. Oh, I'm peachy. Expected you a little bit earlier, but
Yeah, that's the story to be told.
okay, yeah.
But you guys were doing well during the storm?
Yeah. It's we were locked deep underground. Even for me, the feeling of ever only stone above your head is weird. But I think it was mostly Layla being a crybaby about it. So.
Speaking of, she's already gone.
Yeah, she went to look for her friends.
Okay.
Did she come back at all, or?
Not yet.
Okay.
She said she was going to be in the city, but she didn't want to go back inside. And like I just let
She's not an indoors person.
Samira go and just walk up to Vera and just hug her as well.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
We almost didn't.
Yeah, it was rough for a second there.
You have Samira to thank for that.
No, I think the real star of the night was Vinny.
Of course. I mean, I would have expected him to carry you both through all of this.
I mean, it was pretty rough, but only Vinny sacrificed themselves first, so, gotta say thank you.
Sure. Wait, what? He sacrificed himself?
Yeah, we kind of had to explode the orb prematurely, and Vinny was the only one in place.
Oh.
At the back, though, and Vinny just pops up from her shirt, just waving. First thing I did, bringing them back.
I was almost going to, feel sorry for you. Start with that. Fucking hell.
Still, it was pretty rough. We had to actually fight.
I'm just glad you're safe. Let's come inside.
Yeah, let's go in.
Bought wine and booze for this occasion. And actually, as you've seen it, you've probably seen it. On Cassius' right hand, there's now a golden finger.
Cassius?
Yeah, stuff happened. Here
Cassius...
as well. Stuff happened. Come inside.
Yeah, let's sit down and talk. I think you have... What?
I can explain. But you should tell me what happened first.
By the way, Destrian just is finishing the tea, pours it for you, and is like, I'll be downstairs.
Just nod to him. Thank you, Destrian. Again. Saying that way too much.
Stop it. I'll start thinking I'm a nice person. And he doesn't want to listen to emotional stuff.
What happened? I thought you had your decision made already.
Oh, are we starting with that? Oh.
I mean,
want to hear about a fireball in the mountains and shit. Fuck.
That dead. This thing is here.
Okay. Just sit down.
What?
Just sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Yeah. So I should start or what?
I mean, why? I thought you made this. When did you decide and what?
Okay. I mean, stuff like it was just not out of the blue, right? So we were here, and I found out that you see like those candles everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
like the little embroidery that they're resting on. Destria made those, and I just couldn't deal with that fact. I
What?
just had to do something. No, I'm shitting.
What? Yeah. Oh, fuck, Cassius. Stop joking. This is. Stop joking.
Okay.
Please explain.
Well,
Okay, it's okay. It was your decision, but please, I'm just confused.
so, well, you saw what happened with the spiders.
Yeah.
Then you went out. And we went back in. Tended to our wounds. And I fully intended to wait this out. Really, trust me on this. I made the decision. But the feeling, the heartbeats were getting worse.
Oh.
They weren't even heartbeats anymore. I could feel it physically tugging on my heart,
Oh.
as if it was trying to rip something away.
Oh,
And
your soul. Your life.
I don't know, but I went outside again with Layla, and I tried to find the shop with the ring. At least to know where it is, because the way that he's explained it to me, I could find, if I would concentrate on the shop, I could find it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I technically did find it. So when I used the ring,
Mm-hmm.
I felt as if I was being pulled through the earth underneath.
Mm-hmm.
I fell through cave systems, caverns with crystals. There was a cavern with a bubble of water in it. There was glowing mushrooms, and I fell through. And then at some point I stopped falling, and then I rose. I went up again, and up and up and up through caverns and more bullshit. And then I was in the sky, and there was a sun, like a rising one, not a hanging one, not a static one. Just it was actually, there was meadows and forests and actually a fucking sunrise. And I saw floating rocks in the sky with a golden city, or at least the buildings seemed like they were made of gold on it. And his shop is there.
Wow.
But the shop that there is on the outside. Not here. And then I was pulled back. And apparently I didn't move a fucking inch from the place where I stood. And I asked Destrian if it was even possible to get there. Apparently it is, but you need something that he called keys, that to walk the pathways of the tree that connects these worlds. But these keys are almost impossible to find. He and his people have been looking for these keys for over 400 years, from the very beginning they got here. And they haven't found anything yet. They haven't been able to travel through the between to the outside. So I couldn't get there. I couldn't even get this shit there if I wanted to. But that didn't matter for the promise. Because we went back inside and waited longer and longer, and the heart pulls began to, like, they were every single hour on the beat, basically, from the moment I opened that fucking case. And I don't think I would have made it through the night. That shit was going to kill me. I just needed more time.
Samira takes your hand where the finger is and just holds it gently, just looking at the finger, just holds it.
Yeah, the golden finger, actually, it feels warm. It's weird.
It feels the same temperature like his other fingers. It doesn't. There's no difference.
How do you feel?
I mean, cutting off my own finger was a trip. But
So sorry that we weren't there.
I mean, it was my problem to deal with anyway.
I know, but I still wanted to be there for you during that moment because fuck your own finger.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was kind of, even though I still intend to return. At least, but for now, at least the heart pulls have stopped because it's not technically invisible to the bond. As long as it's on my person, like this. So yeah. Otherwise, the evening was great.
Yeah. I think so.
So, are you going to tell me about what happened to you guys? Like, you seem... Actually, I looked them over. Do they look okay? Do they look hurt? Or anything?
Well, being honest, they look unhurt. As Samira doesn't look hurt at the moment. She doesn't have any wounds, but it's very obvious that she hasn't gotten to getting her, like, fixing her clothing, which has rips and opening to scars. Multiple new ones that she has now, but she doesn't look hurt at the moment.
What about Vera?
Looks pretty much the same, completely unharmed. All her clothing looks intact. But then again, you do know that she can cast mending. So.
Mm-hmm. So? You
Well,
barbecued some spiders?
I think
Or-
the first part of the experiences I don't really have much say in since I wasn't really there. You wanna go, Vera?
I don't think there's much to say other than we achieved what we needed to achieve. It wasn't as straightforward as we hoped. There was a little bit of resistance.
Yeah, a little bit, huh? How about
There
we
was-
almost fucking died?
Mm,
Yeah, it came pretty close, but we're here, we're standing.
I mean, tell me about, like, nothing worth saying. Like, what the fuck? Like, you almost died. What happened?
All right,
well,
okay.
you don't like spiders in the first place, so I'm sparing you that detail.
I mean, I was basically on
Yeah,
one of those
what
fucking things.
What
so...
I already saw just
One
fucking
doesn't
disgusted me,
constitute-
so, you know. Be glad you weren't there. That would be your fucking worst nightmare.
Just tell me.
I'm overly fond of spiders. And even
Oh,
I
boy.
wasn't happy about crawling through thousands of them. Thousands of them.
Visible shudder. Okay.
So I won't say anything more than that. Getting in was easy enough. Very confusing because my feet were telling me one thing, my eyes were telling me another. But managed to locate the sanctum where obviously Mommy Spider was. Unfortunately attracted her attention because I was trying to ensure the best place to put the fire orb, and that involved actually going into the central chamber, which none of the other spiders were doing. Set down the false eggs that I'd created by wrapping some stones up in spider silk and stuff, and then setting the fire orb in amongst them too, so it would be pretty undiscernible from just normal spider eggs. Evasive conversation where she was essentially blocking all of the routes out, so there was no way for me to get out once the orb was there. Told Vinny to activate it. He did. And then learned something new. That I can actually see spaces as a spider. It's hard to describe. I can see a space without being able to actually see the space, provided it's really close to me. And because of that, was able to misty step past the wall of spiders.
Yeah, because
which
the
point-
Spider Queen was.
At which point the
Yeah.
Spider Queen knew that it was dangerous and a trap, so all of them started to pour after me.
And then Vinny
detonated
exploded.
the orb, killing. We didn't actually check in the end.
We should go back and
But
check.
given that I had run an awful long way down that tunnel and the fire went straight past me, crisping everything, including me, I'm guessing most of those spiders are dead, if not all of them. The only thing I'm unsure of is that the tunnels go deep into that mountain, so there may be, who knows, I doubt there are more spiders because they were all congregating around the chamber.
Who
But
knows?
it's
Maybe
possible
there's
some survive.
maybe there's other stuff in there too.
The mommy spider was very unhappy that we killed probably most of her brood, if not all of it, and she herself kind of chased us down the tunnel, emerged from the temple, had a bit of a fight where she kind of conjured more spiders, didn't she?
Yeah. Out
sort
of
of-
egg stacks, but they also vanished.
I say conjured, but yeah, they were just kind of harassing us for a lot of the fight, and it became clear we couldn't get away. We tried.
Yeah,
and then
I
she-
think you couldn't move at one point.
Well, couldn't move. She lifted me into the air, dragged me closer to her, and then dropped me, basically. So there was no way of getting away. We were forced to fight. Yeah, at that point, I was poisoned, I think,
Yeah.
paralyzed by something. Samira defended me. Got
Had to
lucky.
play a game of
think.
keep away with the spider mother because she could teleport, and at that moment I could teleport, and I was very badly hurt, and it was a war of attrition, but I thankfully won.
Yeah. Several healing potions later.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Samira managed to kill her. Picked me up. There was no sign of any other spiders chasing her. Once.
No, there was nothing more, I think.
Once the ones that she summoned, they just disappeared into thin air at some point during the fight. Samira picked me up. I was still paralyzed and started running away. The poison wore off after a minute or so. But yeah, was pretty sure I was dead.
Yeah, I was planning to go back here because if you were, it was a sort of in between state that maybe Astrid could have helped, but thankfully you woke up and we went to Zia then, you know?
Yeah, we miscalculated how much time would be needed. There was no way of us getting back to the tower before the storm hit properly. Everything just took a little bit longer than we expected. So we had about an hour and a half before the storm hit, and nothing to speed us up. So we just decided to head for Zia. We knew we could make that safely enough. Ibrath caught up to us at Zia. Thankfully picked up our scent, I guess.
Mm.
And then we just spent the night in Zia. I tried to sleep but couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Samira
She
tried to
didn't
sing
fucking
to sleep.
sleep.
It doesn't work.
Like you physically because of the poison shit, or what?
No, she was just too stubborn to sleep, even though she was hurt and could not heal while awake. She just pointed, stared at her.
It's sending consolence. I didn't sleep as well.
The storm.
Cassius.
I'm fine.
Did you hear the storm?
I heard it. Yeah.
Did you hear the moaning and the wailing of the spirits?
No, it was waves.
Just wind.
Waves,
Well,
winds, shing.
Now that she pointed out, right? Because again, it was noisy. And it was, I pointed out more to Vieira because she knows what storms sound like, what nature sounds like, and when it doesn't sound like nature, more than you do. There was in the storm, but then you did actually go down, before it really hit.
Yeah.
Out from the seaside, like this groaning, like roar, but it could have been the storm, and you're not even sure if you really heard something. Might have just been in your imagination.
I thought it was just no. I just heard wind, waves. Maybe there was something, but
I'm guessing
we went.
You were deep underground at that point.
Yeah, I mean downstairs we didn't hear shit. Like it was quiet, deadly fucking quiet. So
And still you did not
spirits
sleep.
were through the worst of the storm, basically.
but what about in the village? Like there was. How did it? So you were fine. Like all the people
We
were
were
there.
protected.
Xavier was protecting.
The central hut. Everyone basically congregated in the central hut, which had been warded up and kind of boulders put on the rooftop to keep that down and stuff. And we could hear trees cracking.
The morning after,
us.
we realized that Xavier was growing trees, protect from the wind and everything.
Not just trees. Basically, the entire village is now like circled in thick, dense trees. And it kept the worst of the storm out. There was a tiny bit of damage.
We did encounter on the way back Xavier, yeah.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, she didn't really say much, yeah.
In the middle of the road. Well, in the middle of the forest, I should say.
She's looking very youthful now. No,
she's looking
granny.
Better. That's because the lake's been restored, obviously. I'm guessing.
But yeah, she gave us these, and I pull out from the handy haversack 3 little pearls. She gave us these
bluish pearlescent
blue pearls.
Yeah, pearls of vitality. From
probably
the thing that she was doing.
Yeah.
So you can take one if you want. Apparently, it helps against exhaustion and stuff like that.
It's something I would save for more dire times than this. We can
yes, exactly.
This off.
It's like a one-time use.
It's a one-time.
Yes.
It's like a.
It's like those sugar balls, I think, right? Yeah.
Oh.
She didn't say.
She explained that it removes exhaustion, and I think it heals you a little bit or something.
I don't know. She just said it helps against exhaustion.
Oh,
helps
okay.
against exhaustion.
I know
and-
that
She did
Destrian
describe
actually
more. I did actually vaguely
She
describe
did.
it. She described the
She
effects that
did
are
say
basically
about the
similar.
exhaustion. Use it when you're tired. Use it when you're hungry. Use it when you're beaten
Injured,
down,
yeah.
and you really need the pick me up. It's like.
Do you want one? Do you each want one now? Like to just keep on your personal instead of in the bag?
Sure.
Okay.
So no.
Here you go. Description is in chat.
Did
Okay.
anything else happen? I take it Destrian's okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's recovered from his wounds.
Yeah, he got a little bit more hurt during the. I mean, you saw it during the fight with the spiders, but
Hmm.
he's well, he didn't want me to heal him, so. But
Proud
didn't
man,
expect
huh?
it. Well,
It's more a case of he doesn't want to owe you any favors.
yeah, likely. Makes sense.
Seems sensible.
So, but you said that when you were fighting the mommy, actually mommy spider, was she like
Yeah.
just a big ass spider, or was she
No,
more like the other ones? Like
Yeah, kind of similar to a Dryder. Very much, the upper body part.
Similar celestial-ish.
No,
sort of.
I don't think so. She was very affected by the damage this time, by the light. She was very affected by that.
Spent most of that fight poisoned or hanging in the middle of the air, so.
I think one of the reasons I actually made it through that fight was because she got that constant damage from, my explosion radius.
But you said that no other spiders they chased after you, right? So they must all.
There was only
But
her,
just in the wounds, we don't know.
She was enraged, as any kind of mother would be if you destroyed her brood, effectively.
Sure, but she shouldn't have come after us. The fucking.
I suspect if anything else had survived, she was using the spiders she summoned as like a defensive wall,
Mm-hmm.
and then using excess to attack us and try and wear us down like that. So if any other spiders had survived, I suspect they would have emerged during the fight, but we didn't see anything else.
I still think it would be best to, double check to be sure.
I mean, my guess, and this
Worst
is
case scenario, we're going to find a handful of spiders and nothing else.
Mhm.
I would be surprised if we find any spiders, if I'm honest.
And maybe they're not. Maybe they're not even like the other ones, like the half spider celestial things were like controlled by her,
when
right?
I was crawling through, there were none of those.
Still, you said there were more tunnels and everything going deeper. We don't know if there's like a huge amount of eggs somewhere in there that can just burst any moment and go after us.
There were no eggs. I checked. There were no eggs anywhere.
Even deep inside.
I went. It's a little bit creepy, but the temple sanctuary tunnels were spider shaped.
Okay.
The central chamber had 8 legs going off it. I came in through one of those legs. The other 3 on the same side were basically collapsed, crumbled, call it what you like, blocked up. So the only leg I came in on was the only entrance in.
For clarification, they were not collapsed. They were intact. They were clumped up by spiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clumped up by spiders. They were unavailable for me to get through. But I pushed through the chamber, which is where I think I then got noticed, and went down one of the other legs on the opposite side, which just wound deeper and deeper into the mountain. And I went about. It's hard to tell. My senses, for all that I know, I'm still capable of tracking how far I'm walking underground. Something was messing with my head.
Mm.
My feet were telling me I hadn't walked that far. My eyes were telling me I was walking for ages and ages. So something was going on down there.
Maybe
Oh,
that
no.
was like her thing, like her influence or something.
Maybe I've never come across anything like that before. It was almost like something was trying to confuse me mentally.
Mm. Oh, maybe some magic thing like the fear that we,
Possibly.
Maybe
Could
I
just-
don't. It could
could have
keep
just
in
been a
mind.
temple
Keep in
feature.
mind
Could have
it's
been
an
her.
old temple.
Yeah.
But so I went down this leg on the other side for what I thought was 200 feet or so, and it just kept going deeper and deeper into the mountain. The other 3 legs I didn't bother trying to investigate. We were obviously on a timer, and
Yeah,
I didn't
you were
want to
in-
draw too much attention to myself. And the fact I'd already gone through the chamber once and out the other side, forcing my way through the spiders, who were like, "No, don't go," kind of attracted the attention.
Yeah, they were
So,
kind of all over you. That was a lot.
yeah, don't want to paint too grim a picture, but there were that many that when I was brushing through them, some of them ended up hitching a ride on my back and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because there were just that many of them. But the orb went off at the entrance leg, if you like. So whether it filled the whole chamber or not, I don't know. It certainly exploded far enough down the passageway out. I was 60 or 70 feet out from the main chamber, and everything, including all the spider webbing past me to the entrance, which was another 30 feet past me, that was all incinerated by fire when it detonated. Thankfully, my spider form took the worst of it, and I think I managed to avoid the worst of it as well.
And Samira, the blast from the fire came out licking way past the pillars as well. It was quite like the radius.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
So I
Alright.
think the chances of there being much alive down there is slim. If there is
Okay.
anything, the mother certainly isn't alive because Samira smushed her
Hmm.
several
Alright,
times.
if you're sure
into the
about
ground.
that, then good. Then that should be job finished.
Whichever way we look at it, whatever is down there isn't going anywhere. So we've got... I personally have been to Zero and back twice in one day. I would like a break.
Yeah.
And you are going to sleep, Cassius.
I'm fine.
I
You
mean,
need to
it's-
rest
it's-
as well. You
it's-
had a long 2 fucking days.
It's dark anyway, so we should all probably have an early night and
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah, I just hope that's the end of it. But at least if there's spiders left, even if the feeling that I get from how you describe the spiders speaking to you, like the whole stuff with Mother, but also these fucking weird ass shit, like you maybe didn't see it because you were already bolting, but when I killed the Drider, whatever the thing was, like it was just still a whole person. They just like bitten, like the complete lower half was just like kind of like absorbed by the spider, but the feeling that I got from them, the same was in the temple, and that's why also my shit didn't work, that they were being controlled. If Mommy was controlling
Puppeteered.
all the spiders, even if there are spiders left, they might just be now at least
Normal.
free or normal, or I don't know how
Well-
any of that works.
The only spiders I saw going into the temple were, I mean, there were lots of different kinds of spiders, but they were all your regular kind. Tarantula-sized, hand-sized, getting bigger and bigger. There were a few giant spiders, my sort of size. As a giant spider, you've seen me when we first descended into the temple.
Yeah.
That sort of size. There were no phase spiders. If there were any, they were phased out.
Oh. that
I
could be an
guess.
issue.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're only controlled by Mommy, she's dead.
I mean, this is we also asked, or the Earth Spirit said he would meet us here after the whole storm is
He
finished.
did, which is why I would say that we should take a rest, recuperate. We've been through a lot in the last several days, and we might be able to help. I'm not saying that we rebuild people's houses for them, but we've all got our training that we want to continue. We can help out here a little bit. Maybe we can provide some food for Layla and the Creo's crew and the taverns, and help them just stay on their feet, because
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
all of their
fields were completely gone.
all of their crop is gone. These people are going to be struggling for food this year, unless they can get some help. With any luck, they can get another crop started, because it's still quite early in springtime. But they've lost 4 to 6 weeks of a good crop, so food is going to be short this year for them.
I think we should. I want to at least help Destrin and Layla. Like, there's
Yeah.
not much else I can do.
Layla's not from here, so she's going to only care about the people that she cares about. Probably
And
Creo's crew.
She
They-
did make some friends here, so
Yeah.
she likes this town
But
as well.
ultimately, when the first ships start to arrive, she's probably going to be looking to leave for the mainland again, probably.
Yeah.
the question is,
And-
when are they gonna arrive? Because who knows?
No one's going to be traveling after that. That storm was hundreds of miles wide.
Yeah, who knows how the docks on other
Hundreds.
places would look like.
I wouldn't be surprised if Balabalia and Hohir have had to endure some of that storm too. There's not going to be any ships for weeks. If there is, it's a specific ship coming here specifically for reasons.
Yeah, maybe the I think Mother of Mercy was survived. Creo's
They
crew?
they were shipping between here and Hohir if they were in the middle of the sea when that hit.
I think maybe they would have been at Hohir already. Who knows?
I don't know. Don't know where they would have been.
Too bad. That was
I
an
mean,
impressive ship.
Look at the harbor here. Like, I bet you most of the ships here are sunk. They're probably all gone.
No, they're basically at the marketplace, crunched up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the harbor itself, it's a mess. The marketplace is a mess. But
We didn't really see it. We came through the
wall.
farmlands.
Oh, you haven't seen the wall then, yeah.
Wall?
No, it was dark.
There is surrounding the harbor. The mouth of the harbor is a huge sandbank, taller than the
Oh.
houses. Like, very
From the
fucking
storm.
tall. No, I think that's what the Earth Spirit did. He
Okay.
rose up a sandbank or something,
Yeah.
and that protected the town. At
Would
least
have
that's what I
acted as a
assume.
I mean,
as
that
a wave
works.
and a windbreaker. Yeah.
Well, mostly waves, because if you look at the other
Mostly
houses,
Yeah. No.
the wind was coming from everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something to see more tomorrow in the morning light.
After a good night's rest, yeah. I think I need to get to brewing some healing potions again.
I mean, I still have some left, but I did exhaust like half of my stock.
I've still got a couple.
Yeah,
I've
I
still
should
got
be fine
5.
right now. I got like one of the normal ones and 2 of the great ones, so I should be good.
I still have superior one, the milkweed one, and 2 normal ones. If you need any of those.
Do you have any antitoxins left, or?
No, he's the one that Destrin gave me.
Yeah, and I used my last one on you.
Yeah.
So maybe antitoxins might be a good idea as well.
Well, luckily for us, I have plenty of that. So.
But just not maybe tonight. Just get some rest.
Well, I did manage to sleep eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
But
Now it's everyone's turn, correct?
to sleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
It
the
was
storm's
just
over.
it was just too quiet downstairs without you guys. Like
Yeah.
boring. Couldn't sleep.
Missing our snores, huh?
Oh, not yours, but
Ah. See.
no, yeah. But Layla was there. She's
Hmm.
chill.
Oh. Okay. Good to know, I guess.
I'm guessing she didn't get much sleep either.
Yeah, that woman never sleeps.
Okay.
Well, she does. She
I suspect
does.
she
but
sleeps at some point. She's
She
probably
does.
asleep
Yeah,
now.
I would be very worried if she doesn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
she doesn't sleep a lot.
I
She
mean,
just like the whole meditating thing. Kinda like your trans shit, I think.
hmm
that's
But,
weird. But okay.
I don't know. She says she's human, but she can also see in the dark. So what the fuck do
Oh
I
yeah,
know?
that's true. Who knows
She's
how
not-
the fuck the
she's
people
not
around
human.
here are. Like, is it normal for humans to see in the dark?
It's bullshit if it is.
We don't know.
It's bullshit.
Well, she also healed herself in the same way you did. Samira.
Could also just be something that she learned because she can also do that smashing thing with the same like radiant.
The smashing
Maybe.
thing she learned in a school, apparently.
Maybe she's like half celestial or something.
Ooh, or like a third, or like very diluted.
Maybe.
Because she doesn't have the looks for it that apparently everyone around here has.
No, she's very dark of skin and hair color, isn't she? And eye color.
She doesn't look like the Carbach Sea Dogs, and they were.
Exactly, and they look just like me.
Yeah.
Which is
She
very
also-
weird, let me tell you.
She also gets along with a complete crew of tieflings who otherwise seem to be kind of not liking each other so much. So I don't think she's.
I think that tells you more about the crew than about her, to be fair.
I mean, she's pretty okay. Like, could just
Yeah.
be her personality superseding it.
Hmm.
She can also be really annoying. So
I mean, everyone can be annoying, huh?
some people.
No, who's not?
Yours truly.
Ah, just you.
Yeah, just me.
Yeah. Very much
Mhm.
believable.
I take it the heart thumps have stopped now that you've attached.
They have.
Yeah,
luckily.
what does it feel like?
It just feels like my finger, but it looks weird.
Do you need gloves now?
Yeah, because it stands out way too much. Like I can't blend in with
Okay.
this shit.
Okay, I was already planning to do something else. I can make some gloves. Okay, I need measurements. All right, come down. Let's go downstairs. I got my kit down.
Right
Don't
now.
refuse her.
Yeah.
Don't
come.
refuse her.
Come on.
Okay.
She tried singing me lullabies to sleep for hours last night, despite me telling her that it wouldn't work.
Who would like to see in that?
Too late.
Wow, you're not gonna sing a lullaby to me, Samira. I don't think I
mean-
can sleep tonight.
Oh my fucking god. You will sleep. Okay? First, you will let me measure your hands so I can make you gloves, and then you will sleep. Okay?
That's not a promise, that's a threat.
That is a threat.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm fucking tired anyway. It's okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna
Food
call
wise.
a break right now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So 10-minute break. Grab a drink, stuff. Be right back.
This is pricey, I'm poor. Can't do that.
Another comeback from the party of complete out of context sentences that nobody gets.
Oh, whoops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now everyone knows I'm poor. Good to
Yeah.
know.
It's fine.
They just have to deal with it. We're just talking. Come on.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah. So you go downstairs.
Mhm.
Or
I
where are you
immediately
sleeping?
start immediately start measuring his hands to make some gloves out of the remaining parts of the fine clothing I
I
got.
want to point out that on your bed, Samira,
Mhm.
when you get back downstairs,
Yeah.
there is a pile of very fine leathers. You know,
Okay.
out of which you can easily make gloves.
Oh, interesting.
And a pile of fine threads and needles and sewing kit. Like a really, really good sewing kit. Like superior quality sewing kit. With a box that's like engraved and everything. It's like, you know, with those platelets for the fingers and pin cushions that are embroidered, hand embroidered, very tastefully black.
Nice. Yeah, I'll take advantage of that. Was
just
most
no
likely loaned to me.
No card. It's just on your bed.
All right, I'll use that for today then, and try to return it in the morning.
Yeah, I think that's a loan. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's a loan. Would be amazing to keep, but you know, it's probably a loan.
Maybe if he really likes you.
I'm pretty sure you're his favorite.
I'm not so sure about that.
It's fine. It's fine. You're gonna have some nice gloves.
Ebraf will climb on top of the middle bed and just get comfy.
Alright. Okay, I make sure before I start anything to deposit Cassius on his bed. Sleep.
Is Fiora going to the bath again with coat covering?
Hands down, yes. As entertaining as the idea of a bed is,
entertaining.
Open space is slightly more entertaining.
Well, if you're then going to the cavern, then Ebraf will get up again. You know, hop off the bed.
Oh, you can stay there. You can stay in the comfy bed.
He bumps you with the head and keeps walking.
That looks like a no.
It's more a case of wherever you're going, I suspect.
Sleep well, Viera. Alright? Good night.
Don't stay up too late.
Yeah, I'll just finish this.
I need to kick your ass tomorrow morning.
Yeah, what happened?
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Sleep well.
She just turns and heads out.
And Ebraf follows, just in case it was not clear.
So you're stuck with just Fiora for the whole day.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'm joking.
I mean, if I would get annoyed, I could just, you know, during a spa let that out, but you know, I won't get annoyed.
I mean, you seem pretty intent on her getting sleep. Huh.
Yeah, because apparently nobody else knows how important sleep is for your body and recuperation and
Yeah, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't sleep with you guys fucking out there in the storm.
Yeah,
So.
that's still. You expended a lot of energy last 2 days. Plus, you got hurt a lot. You need to, you know, rest. Now that we are here, yeah?
Yeah. You're probably right. It's annoying when you're right.
Yeah. That's why it's fun. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend. Honestly, it's probably not that late. I went to sleep in 1 in the morning last time, so I'm gonna spend like 2.5 or so hours finishing the gloves. Like 3 hours at max.
I'll just fucking pass out.
Yeah.
Just lie on the bed and just like face in pillow. Just
Yeah. As soon as he actually sleeps, I just softly start humming the lullaby to him. Yeah, you know, the wait to hear it.
Fuck.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
What's happening?
Well, I'm going to spend 4 hours training
Okay.
before I go to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will settle down roughly in the middle of the goat cabin.
Surrounded by Matteo and the goats, yeah.
Mhm.
I will
And,
sleep at 10, wake up at 6.
They will settle along with you, so you get like a pile of goats and a breath.
Mhm.
Who's like eyeing them, but then thinks better.
Is he hungry? He hasn't eaten in days.
Yeah, you get stomach rumble. But you know, even
So-
the breath understands that these are Destrin's goats. You know, you don't touch Destrin's goats.
It's not great, but she'll pull out one of the rainbow petals for him to eat,
He will eat that, yeah.
so at least it satiates him.
With that rumpled nose of like, yeah, I'm enduring, but I'm eating it anyway.
Yeah, with a promise of we'll go hunting tomorrow. If anything has emerged from the storm, it's going to have taken at least a day for stuff to start emerging again anyway, so hunting would have been fruitless anyway.
He stares at one of the lambs as he eats the mushroom.
That's it. Pretend it's lamb.
So yeah, you get 4 hours of training.
Yep, 4 hours of training and then 4 hours of trancing. So probably waking up at like 4 a.m. ish.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 a.m. What are you guys doing?
I go to sleep at 10 because I take the 3 hours to finish the gloves,
Uh-huh.
then sleep until 6, my 8 hours.
I sleep until Samir gets awake, so 10 hours or more. Whatever time I went to sleep.
Yeah, because you didn't sleep at all, yeah.
Yep.
Passing the fuck
Why
out, he's snoring away.
So I've got 3 hours to kill before Samira wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to... I'm going to spend an hour just etching and crafting some arrows back.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially part of a short rest. So I've got my 20 arrows back.
Mm-hmm.
Running out of arrowheads, so I hope that blacksmith's open soon. And then I'm just going to sit in quiet contemplation for 2 hours. Just enjoying the peace and quiet more than anything.
Okay.
Thinking of home.
The animals will be sleeping next to you because they seem to know the day rhythm, the night cycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's very disorienting down below here, where you can't even see the weird sun, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So not gonna do an awful lot. Just gonna sit and relax and chill. Presume that Samira will wake up and come in at some point when she's ready to start training.
Yeah, I will give it like 10 minutes after she wakes up at 6:19 that she's like, I assume you would like get dressed and stuff.
Yeah, I'll softly shake awake Cassius. Morning.
Morning.
Hi. It's morning now. You slept
sure?
quite long. Yeah. You want to sleep in some more?
No. I'm ready. I'm here to finally fucking do what I'm here to do.
Learn.
Yeah. Yeah. It's time.
Nice. Okay, I got your gloves ready.
Oh,
Here you go. They're just nicely standard black leather gloves.
Okay, so you didn't use the suede leather.
Oh, suede leather. Okay. I don't know.
You had several black leathers of
Oh,
like that were
okay.
all leather, workable
Okay, it's a
for
bit
gloves.
fancier than it's normal sturdy leather, like on the backs and on the fingers, nice suede in like on the palms, so it's nicely soft if you want people touching, and inside is nice. I think if you had like pelt or something to put inside for a nice warm, if you want it to be, or just
You
soft.
wouldn't have wanted to make winter gloves. It's way too fucking
Okay,
hot
not with-
outside. Yeah.
They're nice soft little cotton.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's astute. It has nice little stitching here and there.
Breathing
this
holes.
is really,
Mm-hmm.
really
on the
nice.
on the closures on the back of the wrist, it has little feather details like matching to your necklace.
This is you're really good at this, Samira. Thank you.
I mean, if you're gonna wear it almost every day, make it fancy.
I like the way you think.
Cassius, which glove do you pull on first? Left or right?
The right one.
As you pull it on, you realize one thing.
What?
Yes's glove was on the left hand. He was wearing a black glove on the left hand that he was never taking off.
Oh boy.
What? Everything okay? It does not fit.
No, it's the glove is fine. I just. Oh no! What? Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
What?
No, Yus was wearing a glove
Okay.
on the left side.
You can remember
It's-
that now that he mentions it.
Oh.
Fucking mirrored.
Oh boy. Oh no. That's not good.
Ah, of course it's mirrored. But hey, he's on the outside. He's not here.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yay. Yeah, you can say that aloud. All right,
We'll
let's
figure
get
we'll figure
breakfast.
something out.
No, yeah,
Hmm.
that's too much for this early.
Yeah. But thank you for the gloves.
Yeah, you're welcome. No worries.
Give her a hug as well.
I hug back.
I hear wake making me wait to clean. This is awful. Let's go.
Where are you going?
First of all, we're going to the
Upstairs.
goat. I'm
Oh.
going to Goat Cavern to get Viera.
It's like as you walk in, she's sitting there on a pile with like all the goats around her and Matteo. Meditating.
Are you awake?
Yeah.
Oh, morning.
I was wondering when you two would get up.
Yeah, you want to join us for breakfast and then we can go sparring?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
On another note, I assume after today we're not staying in the tower anymore, so are we taking our stuff with us as well, or?
Yeah, I left the saddlebags and everything still in the room since we need to pack up Matteo afterwards. I think that's a bit more of a hassle with the stairs, so maybe after breakfast, but we need to ask Destrin about that. Like, if there's how he got him down here. Because I don't know how to get a goat, but a donkey up and down some stairs.
Good question.
Probably just floated him down.
Yeah, I figured.
No.
Well,
Alright.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Matteo is unlikely to be phased by it, so
Yeah.
probably just lead him up. I imagine.
Fine.
Yeah, let's ask still. Who knows? Maybe he has like a lift apparatus or something.
I mean, it's a fancy. I mean, the whole pillar encased the entire basement in stone. So yeah, it's pretty fancy.
Hmm.
So there might be an elevator. I don't know.
Elevator? What is that?
Oh, like the little cubby thing that that we in the temple,
Oh,
like that. Like
that was an elevator? Okay, interesting. It was okay. Like a water slide, but other way around.
Sure. Elevator. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go upstairs. Ignore elevator. Ignore the word elevator. I never said that.
But it was
to call you out on it.
elevating you from
Sorry, I had to
below.
call you out on it. Sorry.
Yeah. Fuck. Come
It's
on.
all good.
Anyway, you get up. Breakfast is waiting for you.
Yeah, I got all the unused leather and everything, and the scraps and the kit in my hands to give it a approach gesture with it. Good morning.
Morning.
I assume these you want these back? Thank you for the loan, I guess.
He kind of looks over his shoulder as he's like sitting there reading some other book, by the way, and drinking his morning tea. And shrugs. You can keep it.
You sure?
I don't need it.
All right, the incredible quality, but thank you.
He like looks over his shoulder, like, sure, didn't even know.
Thank you.
Wink at Samira.
Just to help the shrug and just put it in the back, holding.
So, guys going out? The train?
Oh,
After some breakfast, yeah.
yes, after breakfast. Actually, we wanted to ask about how did you get Mateo down there? How can we get him back out?
I asked him, and he walked out.
Told you.
Okay, that works too.
I guess I'll end up doing the same. So you can speak with animals, or
No, I untied him and said, go inside, and he went inside. And then I said, go down the stairs, and he went down the stairs. And chewed the entire time.
of course he did.
And then I took him into the cavern, then the goats took a liking to him. The sheep not so much. But they are done.
I guess that solves that problem. I assume you're wanting us to leave the tower as the storm is over?
Sure. He flips a page and keeps reading. Takes a sip of the tea. Casually, like, turns his head towards Cassius and is like, you are late.
I am. I'm ready to start again.
Finish your breakfast.
Yeah.
He
Just
looks
eat
at all of
breakfast.
you, like, to see whether anyone is eating. He's like, eat.
I've already started. Don't want to waste any more time.
Thank you for the meal.
Sit down and just start eating.
Mm-hmm.
You has your breakfast. and then he will kick out Viera and Samira, basically, because he needs to get some knowledge into the head of his pupil.
We'll just be downstairs with Mateo then. If once you're done, we can bring him up again. Okay? Cassie, so you can come get us.
Sure. Now shove off. I need to learn.
Nerd. Come on, let's beat each other up.
Meatheads.
So yeah,
Sure. Head downstairs. Train in the goat cavern. Okay.
train in the goat cavern. Okay, you train in the goat cavern. So. Next 8 hours, huh?
Hmm?
1,
Finally, some more progress.
7, 8.
I've been
Yeah.
getting progress a little bits here and there.
Haha, don't stop loading.
What percentage are you guys on? Just by the way.
After today,
Mhm.
51.
I'm at 38. Stop loading.
Yikes. 54.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been training while we've been doing shit.
Yep.
Oh boy, I am very far behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys can train anywhere. It's fine.
Okay, so what do you do afterwards?
Well,
Start getting the
time
saddlebags and everything
Is
ready.
it roughly? Is it like mid-afternoon by the time we finish?
I mean, you can see the clock.
Oh, well, during the last session, that clock wasn't up to date, so I wasn't presuming
Yeah,
anything.
because I was waiting for Cassius' session. I told you. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
okay.
Chris! I will fucking strangle you. Stop ignoring my words.
Yeesh.
So yeah, I'll just head downstairs, tell Mateo that it's time to leave, time to say goodbye to the goats, and head outside.
You can lead him up there. I got the I shouldered the saddlebags and everything.
Sure.
I'll be right after you.
And we will lead Mateo out.
Okay. Yeah, he will follow you.
Awesome. And obviously head up outside, passing presumably a finished Cassius and Astrian, although maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Cassius, does he look finished, or is he still like studying, practicing?
You
as we
guys
walk
finished
out?
at the same time, so yes, he's done.
So finishing up.
Picking up
Packing away the stuff.
papers and stuff.
All done?
Yeah.
Where
you
are we
guys wanna do?
staying tonight?
Well, whatever you guys want.
I don't think
I
there's going to
think
be much in the way of lodging available in
Yeah.
town, so
we should still check at the inn to see if we can at least get some of our investment returned or something like that. Get something worth it. Because we did pay up front.
we technically paid until the 4th, and today is only the
Yeah.
3rd. So
Sure. Yeah.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
The way that the town looked, I think rooms will be taken by people that lost their houses, so I wouldn't even bother. I think
I'm not bothered. We can set up a camp in the forest.
yeah, we're
Pretty-
gonna camp outside again.
I'll do Druidcraft very quickly just to check what the weather is for the next 24 hours.
Rainy. No, sorry, Lena. Can you check what the weather is?
The weather is for the 4th. Is it the 4th or is it the 3rd?
Heard.
It's
3rd.
the afternoon
Warm,
of
light
the 3rd
air,
to the...
light mist, a few clouds.
And the
But
4th?
the symbol has little raindrops. I don't know why it doesn't say rain. 4th is mild, calm, drizzle, and mostly cloudy.
Now you will have some drizzle, but like nothing too bad.
Yeah. It's gonna rain a little bit, but nothing major. Nothing even close to what that was that just passed overhead. So
Those are basically the scattered aftermath clouds, right?
I think we're planning to stay here a while anyway, aren't we? And it makes sense to have a camp near Destrian's tower. Are you staying in the tower, Cassius, or are you staying with us?
No, I wouldn't mind camping out for a little bit. I just look at Destro and then it's like, yeah, no, that's
He pinches
outside
his
is good.
lips together at
Mhm.
all three of you, but doesn't say anything. Like his lips are basically one thin line of pinchiness.
Yeah, I don't see shit about with all this luggage on me.
I mean, like
Um,
yeah.
Well, if we let's just go and set up a camp. If we spend a little bit more time, we can make sure it's more waterproof.
We do got a
hole in.
top and everything.
Who's standing the closest to Destrian?
Definitely not me.
Probably Cassius because he was
Yeah,
finishing
so
up
you
with
can
him,
hear underneath his breath very quietly. And you only catch it because you're right there, right? It's like, it's not like I put any effort in those beds.
Ooh.
No,
I
it's fine.
mean-
I prefer to be outside anyway, and we don't want to.
Vieira didn't hear that.
Well, with an 18 passive perception, really.
Well, I mean, you said you were far away from him, and it was very quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's not.
she's
It's
like
not a huge room.
at the door in the back. Like, I
I
don't
mean,
hear
like-
shit, but she maybe does.
If and I just look at Destian, if it's not too much to ask, like I wouldn't mind staying here. But maybe for just a night to camp. Been on the ground for a while, but
I already made the
Like-
beds. You're free to use them.
Oh, if it
If that-
wouldn't overstay her hospitality, I figured you'd want, you know.
He shrugs.
I'm gonna camp outside. I've had enough of being indoors, whether it was here or elsewhere.
if for the first night I will join you in the camp. But otherwise, if Destian doesn't mind, I will stay here for the other nights.
Sure.
If it's fine, I'll take a time to decide.
You can stay here one night, stay there the other night.
Loud
Sure.
tea slurping.
Anyways, could we maybe go outside so I can drop this back on Mateo? I don't really. Where's the door?
I thought it was part of your workout.
Like he wiggles like one finger, the door opens.
What? Where is that? I just.
Vieira steers Samira and just
Thank
turns
you.
her roughly in the direction of the door.
Loud tea slurping.
And then just head outside.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be too far. We don't need to be hiding, so we don't need to be too deep into the wood, into the trees. But
As we step outside, I'll actually just take out the dagger. Are there any fucking spiders around us?
No.
Good.
Oh,
Good idea. Yeah.
Just watching every single thing.
What's happening? Where do we stop?
Vieira, you hear it first. By the way,
mhm.
as you step outside, wait. Let me switch the lighthouse outside. Fuck.
Oh,
that's-
I can't see
that's
anything.
not. No.
You don't own a token with any vision on this.
Yeah.
thing.
I
Yeah.
Can't
just
see
saw
anything.
myself and dead spiders and Layla.
I'm turning the light
The
on.
other one.
I gotta do the lighting thing again because I did the token vision for the combat.
Okay.
There we
Makes
go.
sense.
Fix my seat again. There we go. So as you step outside, right? You just like Cass is just like with the knives, right? And stopping.
Mhm.
And then Vieira, you hear it first because your passive perception is the highest, right? Very faint from above. Getting louder.
Oh,
And
I
then
don't like
you
that. Oh.
And then you realize it's a scream, mink, and then it gets louder, and then basically you have just enough time to shove Cassius out of the way.
Mhm.
And then he goes, ah, thud. Man fell out of the sky.
What is happening?
What the fuck?
At this point, Samira drops the bags back on the ground to see actually what the fuck is going on. What just happened? Where did that come from? What?
I just like my dagger ready, and I just like.
I'm guessing he got caught in the storm.
Ah, shit! And I with my maul still out, I start slowly approaching this person. Like, are they still moving? Are they breathing?
Yes, and the sight is not good.
Okay,
They're
I go
still
over.
alive, barely. Whatever
what is-
survived ain't gonna have a good life.
Ooh, what did they look like? Like, describe them for me, please.
You know when you
Shattered
follow, yeah,
body.
a shattered body. Basically, you have a pile of shattered body, like every single fucking bone is broken. He's breathing, like gargling in his own blood at the moment.
Do you want mercy or another chance? Just
He
tell it
can't speak.
straight
Like
to him.
he's just like in agony. Basically, he can't even make noises at this point anymore.
Blink twice if you want mercy.
And like there's like tears coming out of his eyes from the pain, and then just blink.
Ah, fuck. I'm so sorry. How? You can't live like this. We need to.
Fiera just pulls out her dagger and slides it into his heart.
Yeah. I'll I'll take out my own dagger and brainstem straight in. Immediate kill. I figured a heart would be a bit too long.
Kills animals pretty quickly.
Yeah, this rough.
Vera, if you look up, you will catch just a slight.
Can I see anyone else?
No, but you see a swirl of a cloud, like something moved through it and left those like swirls, and it's gone. Like a cloud moved through another cloud. That's what it looks like.
Alright,
Very high
But
up.
the storm was way past. They would have landed a long time ago.
Maybe one of these spirits was playing around? I don't know. Seems cruel though.
Fucking hell.
Spirits generally aren't kind or cruel necessarily, they're just bored.
Yeah, bored is a good thing to play around now. Yeah. Who knows? We don't know these spirits.
We should get this body out of here.
We should get this-
Like is standing out. It's like some of them are like
Malicious.
animals. They do things not necessarily thinking.
Oh,
Because have you ever seen a killer whale play with a seal?
oh yeah. No, not killer whale. Sorry. I've seen a couple of sharks be, playing with dolphins. Dolphins are cruel motherfuckers. They don't deserve that funny little plaything. Yeah. Wow.
I'm just
Sea life
keeping
is
my eyes
harsh.
out to see if anything else is falling.
Nope.
I actually turn the guy over and look him over.
He looks like
Does
one of the
he-
people from the town. He has the same kind of clothing. Mind you, it's a gruesome, like you're basically moving squish. There's nothing solid in his body anymore.
We should bring his body somewhere closer so people can find him. The closure,
If they can even recognize him. Good luck picking him up. You're gonna have to scrape him off the floor.
I should do something with him. We can't just leave him here.
No.
Bury him.
His family needs to know beforehand. We don't know who the fuck he is.
Question, do you recognize this person? Or what's left?
Not really. And he's like, waves you off. Go.
He could have been
I'll deal
from
with this.
Guyton or anywhere.
Go.
Alright, if you're sure.
And I just start going. It's like I just like drag along Samir as he asks that.
You can
Like
hear
we go.
deep sigh from behind you.
Okay, I just stop! I need to pick this back up. I stop to pick back up the saddlebags and everything.
Yeah. I just help her, but just like leave. And as we're walking away, it's like say to Samira, don't ask him things twice, just once, and then never again.
Okay.
He doesn't like repeating himself.
Is he a good teacher then? Because they kind of need to repeat things to help you learn.
No,
Probably a great teacher if you
yeah.
pick it up the first time he tells it to you.
He is, because he scares me the fuck, so I really pay attention the first time. So
Yeah, he'd not be my sort of teacher then. I fucking suck at this.
he's pretty
Everything
good.
I do is by repetition, so he wouldn't enjoy my line of work particularly either.
I mean, repetition and training is good, but he just doesn't like to repeat if he says something.
Yeah.
I don't think he would mind the repetition of training. I've been doing repetition of things anyway.
Viera just pats Cassius on the back and says, "So I'm glad you're learning to write with him and not me then."
Don't worry, I can still teach you.
Well, it's your turn soon, huh?
No.
Yeah.
I have far more important things to learn before I do that.
This is happening. There will be a moment where you can do nothing else.
Yeah, come on, you need your third thought. Come on, you can't just read. But not write.
I can always find something else to do.
Nope. Quality time.
Speaking of things to do, is it okay if I leave you two to set up camp while I go hunt for dinner?
Sure.
I promised Abrath we would go hunting and he hasn't eaten properly in days.
He's already pacing in the distance.
Yeah. Fine. Sounds good.
Well, you guys set up wherever you think is best. I would say somewhere in tree cover.
Yeah.
That'll protect you more from the rain.
I think the spot we had before.
The spot
that
we
was-
had before
was
is
okay.
probably a good bet. I'll meet you guys there a little bit later.
Sure. This is head over there. And actually on the way, as soon as we're like kind of like 100 meters away from Destrian's place, I'll just briefly touch myself and cast Cure Wounds. Because I still had the 5 damage.
Yep.
Now I can heal back up.
Same for Samira actually. After the long rest.
Oh, did that not heal up after the long rest with the
Okay. I wasn't sure, so I just wanted to remind you in case you forgot. There you go.
Worries, yeah, you're good.
Yep.
Nice,
Okay.
nice hug to yourself.
Yeah. Let's do it with the left hand, not with the right hand.
Viera just enhances her wisdom with enhance ability, and then turns and shifts into Shadow Panther, and then bounds over to Abrath and kind of almost bundles into him, and then carries on past and heading off to hunt.
Okay. It's a weird hunt, right? There's a lot of debris in the forest, which you haven't really picked up on when you were traveling because you were like running, right? But basically the hunt is not so much a hunt, but you kind of bump into 1 or 2 injured animals that are like basically it's a mercy kill more than a hunt.
Yeah. If she thinks that they would recover and it's not too bad of an injury.
No, it's like he specifically picks off the really gravely.
He picks up on the scent of the gravely injured.
Especially because it's daylight, so his eyes are not that reliable. So he's like relying on the scent. So he's like following something that smells massively in distress or like bleeding.
Once we've killed enough food for all of us.
Roll me a survival check with advantage.
I get advantage anyway.
Yeah, I'm just reminding you. Okay, yeah.
Some of that is going to be gathering any kind of fallen spring fruits and stuff like that as well. So once we've mostly killed the animal, Viera will shift back into elf form
Mm-hmm.
and kind of gather fruits and vegetables, root vegetables, whatever it is she can find. And then keep an eye out for any other injured animals that she might be able to help on the way back.
It's actually because it's been over a day, right? It's you know, whatever could take care of of itself took care. There's dead animals also strewn across, not as bad as you would have expected. It seems like the trees did a very good job of like giving shelter.
In the storm.
Yeah. Because the crowns are also really thick above, right?
Yeah, they're quite sturdy trees
Yes.
too. So.
Yeah, and the roots they go really deep. So most of the damage to the trees were done basically to the like the most like branches up and on the outside edge of the forest.
Ripping off old branches or new branches.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, because there was also like wind howling through the like in between the trees somewhat, there's still like a disturbance here, right? There was also rain, right? There's signs of like flash flooding, especially this close to the coast, right? Because not the entirety of the forest. You even like if you go further west, there is an entire patch that's now underwater. Like it's just flooded.
Right.
It's like
yeah.
But to be fair, these are the kinds of trees which you already learned that are used to this kind of stuff anyway. This is why they kind of like the roots are like lifted up.
Well, most of these trees are probably more than 100 years old, so they've been around for the previous storm as well.
Yeah, and again, these are like all saltwater swamp trees that are used to like the mixture of like, normal water, fresh water, and salt water, so they can handle this. So like nature will quite easily recover, but it left damage. It's quite obvious that like the normal foraging is not working, right?
Yeah.
So you pick up a few fallen like fruits and stuff, but like the foraging is nowhere as good. It's mostly like the dying animals you found that couldn't get away, right?
Yeah, the old or the injured or the sick anyway. So okay. Start heading back to camp.
Okay.
As soon as we've got that. No idea how long we've been gone now.
Well, I would say
I assume it's still daylight.
Yes, it would have been a good 2 hours.
Okay.
What were Samir and kids doing in the meantime?
Setting up camp, getting back into the rhythm of that, and making sure it's waterproof and everything.
Mm-hmm. So further in the jungle or more at the coast?
Honestly, within the tree line, like
there's
a
less
couple
debris on the beach. Honestly.
Yeah, like within the tree line, but towards the coast more.
Within the tree line itself, like basically served as a filter. So most of the debris was washed and up against the tree line itself. So like if you're building a shelter there, you're basically building a pile of trash.
Okay. Can we
so
sort
it's
of
either further in the jungle where you have to like clear it out, or on the beach itself?
She did say within the jungle, right?
Yeah, it's probably better if it starts raining as well.
Yeah.
And if there's any like after waves or something, I don't want to be on the beach so much.
Yeah, somewhere further within, but try to remove debris. Like most of the time, I'll be spending moving debris and sort of making like a outcropping around us, like sort of a dam, anyways. Because if there's branches and everything around us,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll help as much as possible with that. It's like creating a surface where the
Okay.
tent can
Yeah,
rest
then
on.
it would have taken you 2 hours to like set up camp proper then.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Welcome.
I would
Yeah.
also make a fire with any kind of wood that's dry. It's difficult, I think.
I got the fire starting mushrooms if we need. I still got some.
I mean, sure.
Yeah,
I
I figure
can
if
start the fire. I just need to have dry wood.
yeah, we can use those to sort of keep the fire going while the wood outside dries. You know?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
Eventually, Vieira will come back with a fresh kill.
Roadkill.
Tasty.
Vieira doesn't know what roadkill is.
It's when a horse is riding down the carriageway and a rabbit runs out into the headlights.
It's when you take the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You squish an animal with the elevator.
seems fair.
Okay. Moving on. Don't make me tell you each time. So what are you doing? Just keep talking.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm figured I'm still busy doing the debris removal.
How's that
as
campfire
she
going,
goes.
Cassius? I thought you were good at that now.
The wood is fucking wet. What do you want me to do?
I gave you
Yeah.
those mushrooms for a reason. Use them.
Yeah. Vera will start pulling the branches and snapping them in half and then basically breaking the wood inside out so that the drier wood on the inside can at least smolder. And then add that to the fire as well.
Give it to the pile. I'll just manage it more. Increase the fire a little bit more.
Yeah. Good news is we have at least some food. Injured animals that didn't quite get away from the storm.
I start bringing some of the future firewood for the future, like under the top that we have extra, like we have like the top over the tent, but also like an overlap where I'm stacking firewood to dry for the next few days.
Lots of debris too. You can make a temporary shelter out of that.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do that, but we get a tent anyways.
We do, yeah.
There's even stuff like planks and stuff, right? Occasionally.
Yeah. That's okay.
I would have used some of the planks actually to elevate the tent from the mud. Just like
good
keep it a
idea.
little bit drier.
Yeah.
You don't have like big board. It's like occasional, like single piece broken plank, right?
Yeah, we can find multiple and then do it. Yeah, you know.
Do any of the planks say the Mothers of Mercy on them?
No.
Okay.
I doubt they were that near.
Just checking. Good to know. So yeah, just do our best to set up camp. Make sure that the tent opening is facing downhill, so that if there is any rain, it doesn't run into the tent. Make sure the campfire's going, and just spend a lot of the time just trying to dry the wood out as best as possible, throwing away the dampest stuff that can't be burned properly, and just sorting through that, and then creating a temporary campfire.
No, what's the plan for the next few days?
There's a lot of mosquitoes, by the way.
A lot of swatting. Oh no, actually not that much swatting. She's pretty used to mosquitoes.
Actually, if we add more of that wet stuff to it, that helps, right? Like the smoke.
It'll smoke them out, yeah.
Yeah, they will stay away from the smoke, so
Yeah. When there gets too many, we'll throw a whole bunch of damp bark onto the fire because that stuff smokes like crazy. And get rid of them, and then just waft the smoke around to get rid of all the mosquitoes.
Yeah, so
But yeah,
what's the plan, huh?
Training, I think.
Yeah.
We should
I
probably. We're going to finish training like mid-afternoonish each day, I'm guessing. That's roughly when you're going to finish, Cassius.
Yeah.
So maybe mid-afternoon onwards, we should start heading into town and seeing what's available.
Yeah, we can. I want to check if Leila's okay, if their friends are fine. But otherwise, I would.
Need help should have come back. So
yeah. Otherwise, I Well, if you get into town, there's probably a lot of people that need something of you, or they're gonna ask you for help, and it's so annoying. So it's like I would actually try to avoid it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna see us as much help. We're outsiders. We don't really have anything to give them anyway. So
Who knows?
I mean, if people are in distress, they'll take anything. So just
yeah, you're gonna have to walk the long way around. Well, I suppose you can walk along the sandbank now as well, can't you? To get to where the tavern was, where Jinx and Layla.
I'd be
no.
careful with sandbanks. You if you're unfortunate, you quickly pulled under. Like they could just be a just you sinking into the sand, or you just falling in the ocean. It could go bad. It wouldn't do that.
I would go around.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I
or
would
could
like
just
to
turn
point
into a
out
giant-
it's a really fucking huge sandbank. It's not a small sandbank.
You could just turn into a giant crab and ferry you guys across.
Okay.
I mean, sure, it's interesting.
Like the crab is doing at Saber's house.
Yeah.
Um,
So you said actually that Saber popped up and she gave you the pearls, but did she say anything, or did the hero's money actually say anything to you guys, or like?
not particularly. Obviously, we saw Murtag. They didn't ask any real questions. We did say that we'd been dealing with the spiders, and they did say that they had noticed that the spiders were like
Coming by,
present,
yeah.
coming by and stuff.
Mhm.
They helped tend to the wounds that we had at the time, and we were just kind of like, hey, we're here to seek sanctuary from the storm. They didn't really ask any questions, just said like, yes, of course, sure. Everybody just huddled inside the central hut for the night, and as soon as the storm kind of was over, I'm guessing, I think I was asleep at that point, but they kind of just went out and started repairing everything. So there are surviving people anyway, so I imagine they would tend to the simple things first, like the houses and the roofs, and then probably the fields.
Attack, by the way, it's like
Yeah,
just want to point it out.
I said we spoke to Murtag.
No, you said not really, and then you said they were repairing houses. It kind of sounds like
Not much. We didn't speak about much.
I did say that we spoke to Murtag. Quit interrupting.
Yeah, and we could just simply in character forget. You know?
And yeah, I mean, we kind of we parted ways. We thanked her for staying there, and
everyone was pretty much very busy, so didn't really have an in-depth conversation or anything.
Yeah, no, sure, I can imagine. I was just curious.
We saw Saver on the road. I was still in elk form at that point, though. It was Samira that did the talking, really.
Yeah, I think she looked very, very well, and she was just, I guess,
she just
happy with how it came out. Yeah.
Again, I think.
The
pearls were a gift, just as like a last parting thank you for helping out. Kind of right the situation, I guess. She was obviously looking a lot healthier, like it had done her a lot of good, and maybe that means she's a little bit more powerful. She certainly seemed quite powerful growing those trees while we were there. Maybe that means she can help the people better. Maybe they won't need to sacrifice so much next time.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be in a long time, probably. These storms apparently are like
every
once
century. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they may not be around to see it, but their children may well be.
Maybe now they're a little bit better with telling and
yes.
And maybe they'll write all that stuff down in the library,
I don't see them writing anything
in Zir.
No.
Oh no, I mean in this city at least.
Oh, here. Wow.
Oh, here they may well do. Assuming the librarian even survived, we don't know.
That was like a stone building, right? I think that was.
I think so, right? I mean, would not make sense with a library.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, it wouldn't.
Wish to alone would just be terrible for the books.
Don't
Mhm.
remember paying that much attention to the library, I'm afraid. So I don't really know.
Anyway, I guess what I'm wondering is, if we're going back to training, are we going to do anything about the Spider Temple anymore?
Well, Cassius is training every day, so unless he has a day off, we aren't going anywhere for the short term. But do we need to?
I don't think so. I think we should just, as soon as the Mothman appears, I think we should talk to him about it, and
We
maybe
should be
that's
waiting for the Earth Spirit. He
maybe
said
that's
he would
something
show
he
up.
can do. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, there might be stuff in there that the Earth Spirit doesn't necessarily care about. There could be treasure. There could be nothing. There could
Yeah.
be more spiders, and that's it.
True.
The way
I
that
mean, we did get. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, I just want to say we did get pretty nice potions and everything from the other temples.
Yeah, but the way that I see it, I think, at least from my side, I just want to get on with the trading. There's always enough distractions.
True, that's
And
true.
I
There
just,
is, yeah.
from Destian's side, if nothing else happens, I don't think he's going to say, oh, just take a day off to go temple diving or whatever. It's
Yeah.
not that kind of person, so...
Mhm.
I would suggest that we finish our training and get on.
Mm-hmm.
Get on to... Actually, there was something I wanted to talk to you guys about.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, during the time you were gone, I had some conversations with Layla, and she told me a little bit about the lands beyond. A little bit more about Balabalia, but basically reconfirming that it's not a nice place. Maybe probably for Fiera if you felt a little bit differently about things, but you don't.
I think honestly, I'm going to be the first one killing elves if they're anything like what's been described.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to. It's not a contest. This is not a
It's not-
contest
it's not
because I
about-
would have. Yeah.
It's not about that. They just.
Yeah.
Everything that I've heard, they don't even sound like elves to me.
I mean, it's just I don't agree with what they do, but it's just a different culture. Like, you can't compare it.
No,
It
the
is, and
culture excuse does not work for me. But
it is a different world, and we don't know what happened here before, so it would be naive of us to think they would be exactly the same. But from my own personal experiences, one of the things that longevity gives you is the ability to look beyond the normal lifespan of the creatures around you.
I mean,
and see the wisdom in things they cannot perceive because you see generations.
the way that Layla described it about them, they see it exactly that same way. They think they're better than other non-elves because they live for a longer time.
And
Even the
that's
ones that
where
are
the-
like the
That's
same
where the
age.
outlook differs, because certainly my ancestors, where we came from, we see that as a gift given to us to better help and assist the other younger races around us. And certainly don't take this the wrong way. I don't see you guys as inferior to me, just that
you live longer.
Look at the heroes' many. They had forgotten these storms happened. That's only been a century. They had forgotten how to properly talk to the spirits. That could only have been 300 or 400 years. Where we come from, one of my village elders was easily twice as old as that, so he would have remembered all of that personally. He may have, it may have taken a little bit of effort to jog his memory, but he would have been around to see that happen twice over and would have remembered it. And that gives you a completely different perspective on things.
Sure, the ones that are that old, but I don't think that any elf that are basically as old as we are can say anything about it. Like you don't have the wisdom of those years, and besides that, like what you're saying is all
I do
fine.
and I don't. I do because in the sense I've grown up amongst other elves with that outlook. I've seen the wisdom of their decisions based on and everything in my society is about sharing. None of this knowledge is kept hidden away from us. It's a case of if you want to learn it, they will happily sit and explain why they do this. Because they've been alive for 800 years. They've seen this happen time and time again every 50 years.
Yeah, and a society
all
where there's
explained to
castes of
us.
slaves is the very opposite of sharing knowledge.
It is just... it's alien to me. I'm not saying they're not elves. They clearly are. They're elves of this world, not where we
Or-
came from.
Specific culture, maybe elves in another country are not like that.
Where we come from, the only elves like that are dark elves. They willingly enslave every other race, and they have a vendetta war, a blood war, essentially, against every other elf. So they will kill pretty much every other elf.
I mean, humans enslave too, so it doesn't necessarily have to be race-based.
They do, but generally speaking, humans are a varied race in that sense anyway. Some enslave and some not. Some openly fight for freedom against slavery, and some do not. Elven societies where we come from, unless you are a drow or a dark elf, and Viera spits to the side. Slavery is not something you consider. We value freedom above everything else. And we value the freedom of the other races above everything else.
Yeah.
It's not to say there aren't some who might indulge in slavery or whatever, but they are the exception. They are the few.
What did Layla tell you about Barbaria, Cassis?
Well, not really that much, but basically, if you abide by the rules as an elf, you actually have, a lot of freedom in that sense. They're just very strict, and if you,
I'd be more interested of the lands beyond Balavalia in that direction.
she didn't say much about that, but basically, she also told me that if you break any of those rules as an elf, you are basically magically bound or cast out, and you can never find the place again. Like you physically cannot go near the whole country.
Nor would you want to, by the sounds of it.
Okay.
So it doesn't sound like much of a loss.
I mean, maybe there are some that really like it, but they accidentally break some rule and they're outcast. Could be.
Yeah,
Well, that's very convenient to stop any revolts.
Yes,
Yeah.
Of course.
Sure. So, but anyway, that's Balavalia, and like it was more. That's
we don't
a
have
little
any
bit
intentions of going there anyway. Even if the first ship is from Balabalia, we're going to stay here
I
until...
would like to point out that the librarian, and I did repeat this prior already, did point out that this is not just Balabalia, this is the Elven countries, period, full stop. It's just that he mostly talked about Balabalia because it's the first country on the coast. But the countries beyond that, wherever you have Elven territory, are on spot, pretty much all of them, like this.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
fine.
also want to put it into perspective
not
that like the
heading that way
entire
anyway.
inside of this world is the size of Europe, right?
Yeah.
When I say countries, they're not that big.
Yeah.
But yeah, and she told me something else. She told me a little bit about where she's from. It's just small things. Apparently, it's a great party town. Apparently, there's like Pasto here. There's a country of, or there's the dwarves, and apparently they have really big feasts with amazing food and beer. So it sounds really good.
Are they above ground, underground? Did you say?
Good question. I didn't ask. She didn't say. She just said dwarves.
Because the elves are different, I assume the dwarves are probably different too.
Maybe.
Obviously, where we come from, they tend to loiter chatter away in their mountain homes and their hillside homes and stuff. But
Not all of them. I've met plenty that
well,
were
no,
on the
there's,
seas
there's
as well.
plenty traveling, yeah, of course. But like, if you talk about dwarven nations, they tend to be in their mountain homes.
Could be. You can ask her. She seemed to have some fond memories. Anyway, northeast, to the northeast. I would have to ask specifically, but she told me that she could show me where on a map where it is. There is a particular school that teaches people life skills, like whatever you need to survive, to go out and make a name for yourself. Pretty sounds cool. They're
strange.
Yeah, but she spoke fondly of it. But I wouldn't want to go there specifically to learn, but apparently this school or some of the people there know how to deal with oaths and curses. And I just like point at my right hand.
Oh.
If
You
there's
think that's cursed?
At least as far as I know, this item itself didn't show anything like it. I still know that the ring has one hidden property that I couldn't find. And I'm just worried what happens if we find more.
One of the properties you didn't find was the ability for it to locate his shop.
That's a property I did find.
Yeah, I think his part of the deal you did not find, right?
I found my part of the deal. I didn't find his part of the deal, but I don't know if that's because his part of the deal is with him, or that this other property is something else. I just don't know.
When you created the deal, did it create a little marble? Like,
I mean, that's in the ring.
Oh, that's in the ring. Okay.
Yeah. And I pull out the glove, and I make the ring appear, which is now not anymore on my left hand, but on the right one, on the golden finger.
Hmm.
And I just point to, there's the red marble inside, and that one is encased by crystal. I just point to the marble itself. This one. That's the oath tangible.
Yeah.
So, if anyone knows how to deal with this, they, at least as far as Layla was concerned, they might be there. I'm not saying we need to go there directly. At least I have a little bit more time now, but I would want to at least go in that direction. Given that we don't have a real direction anyway, this might serve as one.
I mean, we could do that. It seems any good place to start at any.
Doesn't sound like we have anything else as a priority anyway. Apart from our training right now.
Yeah, sure. I mean after finishing the training, but
yeah, and who knows how long we're
gotta
stuck
wait for
here
a
until
ship
the next
first, too,
ship comes.
so-
Exactly.
exactly.
First
But
ship
just
could be 2 months.
could be.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But just yeah, I just wanted to propose that and see if we can kind of make our way slowly. We don't need to rush, but
Sure. No worries. You want to go there? We can go there.
no. You okay for your Tafira?
Well, we've already said we're heading that direction anyway, aren't we? So, yeah, like you say, we don't have anything else to aim for, so we can aim for that. And if we get slight sidetracks along the way, then we find interesting things to keep us occupied on the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Maybe we have a look to see if we can find out how we contact this Earth Spirit.
He said he'd come here, right? We can't
No,
really
not
go
that
looking.
one.
Oh, the other one.
The mantle.
The mantle.
Oh, yeah.
Because Tiffany's the mantle of life, and we can talk to her.
We could also ask the Earth Spirit here when he comes.
Yeah. He might know.
He may
might
know
not.
more about promises too. So
Yeah, I mean, Earth was. We just told Earth works with that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the worst answer we can get is he knows nothing,
Or he doesn't want to tell us.
Yeah.
or he doesn't want to tell us. But given that we just helped him deal with his old problem and freed him, that would be a bit of a dick move. Let's be honest.
I mean, people are dicks.
Yeah.
Probably not
Not
included.
everybody.
Not
And
excluded.
look at the guy that just fell from the sky.
He
Yeah.
did well. That wasn't the Earth Spirit, was it? The Earth
No.
Spirit did
It was still
help
a
prevent a lot of
spirit,
death.
right?
But don't assume that. I just assume that people and spirits are just dicks. I think that's always a safe assumption.
Until proven otherwise, I think
Yeah.
that's probably a safe assumption.
Man, you are one judgmental bunch.
Yeah.
Hi.
Just sitting next to Vera.
Oh, you're not saying hi to me.
Oh, hi. I didn't say hi to anyone.
I was
No, you
talking
just
to Vera.
dropped in on that.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with judgmental. It's just safer.
Realism.
Realism? So you met all the spirits in this world and you know that they're all dicks?
No.
No, I just assume that they are dicks, and I assume
that's
that people are
judgmental.
dicks. No, it's safe.
I assume every person is a dick until we get to know them better.
Yeah.
You don't know. We don't know either.
I
So
mean,
you are
we did
the
just
the
witness
glass
a
is
spirit
super
dumping
empty
a
kind
person.
of people. Mm-hmm.
Like I
Not
said,
really.
realism.
We just watched one of your sisters drop someone from the sky for fun.
Sisters, brothers, I don't know. It's
Yeah, a spirit. Whatever you want to call it. A dick.
I mean, depends on the intention, really.
Still, the end result is the same.
Pretty sure they intended for them to die a very horrible and painful death.
Watching animals hunt every day, I'm pretty sure that a lot of animals die a pretty gruesome and horrible death every day while they're being hunted and eaten.
Did the spirit get sustained by the death? I don't want to argue about this. Oh,
There's animals
just
that play
liberal.
with their prey.
I know. I'd
Cats
call them
do.
dicks as well.
She kind of like waves towards the brow.
Point still
Ow.
stands.
Don't think it's gonna change our mind on much.
Shrugs.
So you came in here to drop those bits of wisdom on us, or what's up?
No, I was just checking if you're still alive. I mean, I knew that you're still alive, but
Oh,
I'd have thought you had more pressing things to attend to, what with creatures surviving a storm.
not my job.
One of your sisters. Surely life is your job?
Life figures itself out. Storms happen. Animals die. Animals get born. It's the cycle of life. It's when you mess with the balance that it gets unbalanced.
So us obliterating most of the spiders on this island.
That was
isn't messing
unbalanced.
with the
The
balance?
spiders were out of control.
So
but then
why
again-
weren't you dealing with them?
Oh,
If they
because
were
I
out of
didn't deal
control.
with the unbalance to begin with. Not my job. I didn't put the crystal into the island to begin with.
You didn't put the crystal into what?
Into the island. That's his thing. I don't get involved with
Precious.
this. I don't want to deal with that. If he wants to deal with his bits and pieces all over the place, that's on him. He kind of messes with stuff, but kind of losing battle. Rolls her eyes.
so you don't mind like he's like intruding on your territory or something on your shtick?
I mean, I wouldn't be there if it hadn't been for the mother and the father, so they're kind of like above our shtick.
Oh yeah.
So it's very difficult to say it's not, that I should be messing with his shtick if he's doing the thing, because, complicated.
Sure, I get that.
Not that anyone really knows what the fuck he's actually doing, but, not my problem.
Meddling, I think, is what he's doing.
Well, apparently he's maintaining the balance, whatever the fuck that means. But anyway, I'm glad you guys are okay. Means I still have a pupil, and she kind of pats Vera on the head.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if I'm not wanted, I won't leave now.
Before you go, I assume you had a conversation, right? Before you appeared?
I'm not always particularly listening to words.
Alright then, I guess we were wondering if you knew about the Earth Mantle, where they are exactly, if we could ask.
Around in the earth, normally I don't feel in his element.
Around in the Earth. Okay.
I mean, he is the spirit of, the mantle of earth, so yeah.
Do you know a general region or?
In earth, rock,
Below us.
metal, yes,
Okay,
mountain.
thank you.
I suspect the Earth Spirit would know more.
Do you know anything about the keys?
That's his thing as well.
Oh, it's also his thing. Yeah.
Yes.
But you do know something about them, right?
I mean, I don't know what they are. He literally made them that way, that you don't know what they are. Otherwise, it would be easy to find them and use them.
Generally speaking, they're probably pieces of him.
Maybe I'm not. It's again, if I would know what they were, then we would know what the pieces were, and then we would be able to use them. But we don't.
Would you want to use them?
I mean, it would be great not to be stuck on the inside here.
So you don't have access to the outside either.
No.
Does that mean that there's a mantle of life on the outside?
That's a good. Well, now that you've mentioned it, we haven't seen her in a while. She kind of gets lost in thought for a second. She also, by the way, looks super tired. She's zoned out.
Before you leave, I was just wondering, last time we spoke you fled pretty quickly. Would you mind telling us why?
What were we talking about last time?
Your boyfriend?
Gisela. You want to talk about him now?
What? Lisa is not my boyfriend. Ew.
Oh, well.
So what is he then?
You seem to have a very bad reaction to the name last time, so...
What can you tell me about
talk to him. I mean, about him, or you him, or whatever.
Why? Would you mind explaining?
I mean, because reasons? Personal?
Okay.
So he is an ex.
No. Fuck no. I am not his golden girl.
Okay. That seems...
She rolls her eyes.
That seemed to have got you.
You look a little bit more silver to me.
Does he
anyway.
call you his golden girl?
No. Again,
Then why-
you people are making a whole lot of assumptions, and you are dead on fucking wrong.
We're not making assumptions. We're just asking. And if you don't
mean,
want
you
to tell,
were
then you
just
don't want to tell.
You were just very specific with the golden girl comment. That's what I was wondering.
But I said I am not his golden girl, so why the fuck would he call me his golden girl?
I don't know.
Well, that
Oh,
doesn't
that-
remotely make sense.
So
Yeah,
who does he call his golden girl?
Well, not me, obviously. He had like,
That's-
oh, you're so good, Finn. I'm gonna sponsor you. I'm gonna give you all the magical items. Don't care about Tiffany and what she needs.
Oh.
Who's Finn?
She wakes up. Some wizard, sorcerer, hybrid, whatever. The Guardian.
Sounds important to me.
I mean, there's other things that are important. There's other people that are important. Sure, you can call her important. I'm important. You're important. Maybe you will be more important than I am.
Interesting. Well, sorry for bringing up something you obviously didn't want to talk about.
Well, I mean, if you are a scientist and you need all the shiny to like do your science, and then the only shop in town doesn't want to sell to you because oh my god, we gotta give it to Finn, and Finn needs it, and
Well, who's this Finn person that they sell everything?
well, it's Guardian, like I said.
Guardian of what?
Guardian of what? I'm pretty sure that you're
Yeah.
mantle. That's pretty important too.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's what she calls herself. Whatever.
Was this before you were a mantle?
Yes.
How did you become a mantle?
Well, so there was
Yes.
the unicorn, and then he was alone, and then I kind of got interested, and then the Furor came over and was just like, oh, you know what, I want to retire, and I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of like it, and then she like showed me all the things, and oh yeah, and then I could like shift into like one animal and then the other animal, and it was really cool and it was really fun, and she was like, oh, would you want to stay like this? And I was like, yeah, sure, and then we kind of swapped jobs.
So, what is her job now?
I think she hangs out with the Mantle of Fire and they're like getting it on.
Okay.
They used to be a
Was-
thing, and then they stopped being a thing, but I brought them back together, and she like was super proud of that.
So, was that your job before becoming the Mantle of Fire?
Nice.
I'm not a Mantle of Fire. I'm the Mantle of Life.
Mantle of Life?
No? I just found them cute together, and they were being silly, so I brought them back together. She was like, oh, I must sacrifice myself. And she like makes like a super serious face and like clutches her chest like, I must sacrifice myself for her benefit because I'm bad. I will destroy her, and like, oh, and I'm
Oh, it's
he's,
that
like,
sort of relationship. Okay.
yeah, he's like, like the ultimate bad boy, but not really, because he's actually a total softie. But
And he thought he would destroy her, and your answer to this problem was to put them together.
But they used to be together. I mean, the Mantle of Wind is their daughter.
Sure.
She kind of squints at all of you. You don't really think I make sense.
That's an assumption. Well, the assumptions of you.
It's very judgmental of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
American.
Not an awful lot makes sense to us here because this world is not our world. So we are learning.
Well, fair. I
And
mean,
whether it makes sense or not is irrelevant. It's just different.
from what I've heard, yes, it's different to a lot of worlds. But then there's other worlds that are also quite different. Then there's like worlds where like if you like too much food, that kind of fucks you up.
What?
Yeah. It's like if
Like-
you enjoy sex or drink or food or like really anything and you have ever fun, it's like you get corrupted, it like eats you from the inside out, and then you turn into a horrible demon, but not like a fiend like here, like not the cool kind, but like it's like very bad and with mutations and stuff. And we had people
And then
like
just
that
bad
here too.
things happen.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then there's this world where like trolls are actually super smart creatures, and they like go to universities and stuff. It's cool. You know what trolls are like? They're like giants, but not, and they're like dumb,
I know
and
what
they eat
trolls are.
people. But
they hide under bridges and charge you money to cross the bridge.
Oh, I heard those stories. Yeah.
I heard those stories
Yeah.
too. But the trolls here are not like that. The trolls here like are in the swamp and just eat things. They rip your head off and like eat the bone marrow and stuff like that.
All the trolls, or is that just an assumption?
No, they're meat eaters. They're not really like picky whether they eat animals or people.
People.
Good warning then.
Mantles.
Okay.
What would happen if a troll ate you?
He wouldn't be able to, obviously.
Indigestion then?
I mean, like she kind of looks around to see if anyone has like a visible dagger on them. That's not the obsidian dagger, by the way.
Yeah, I just no, not even gonna show her. Just like have it in there, have it in the sheath.
Yeah. So, and then she will like, does anyone have a dagger?
That's okay. You don't need to demonstrate. It was
No, it's pretty cool. No, give me. And she like starts frisking Vieira.
Okay, you could. Yeah, this is a bit too
close
personal. You can back off now. You can have mine, please.
Okay. And she holds out the hand.
I take out mine and give it to her.
And then she takes it like and stabs her chest repeatedly, and it's just like the blade stops at her chest, doesn't go in.
Huh.
You want to try? It's cool.
No, thank you. And I take back my dagger.
Are there any daggers that do work? Not that I'm trying to kill you. I'm just curious if
I mean,
there is something.
I suppose. Maybe. Haven't seen it yet. I mean, there is stuff that can hurt me, but like not normal things, like normal daggers.
Like if another mantle were to attack you, would that hurt?
Oh yeah, that hurts a lot. Oh my
That would hurt.
Or like another spirit? Is that also a thing, or?
You're not as powerful as we are. I mean, it's a power thing, you know.
Okay, so it's more like
I
a
think
power
it's
thing,
an
but
order
not.
thing. So like the father and the mother probably can hurt everything,
Yeah.
and then the mantles can probably hurt everything on their level and below.
I mean, I'm like the mantle of life is like literally made out of all the elements and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, interesting.
You learn something new every day.
Well, anyway, I'll get going. You guys are live. Check the new, had a little briefer, talked about the person that I don't want to talk about, whatever. Let's go. Is he around? I mean, you girl, do you need me for any more lessons in the near future? Do I know? Should I stick around, come back, whatever? You know what?
Sure,
Just stand in the
I will
forest
evoke
and call
your
my name. Yes, in the forest, call my name. I'll pop by if I can.
Alright.
Sure.
But don't overdo it. Like, if you just like start calling me for no reason, I'll stop coming by. Because I'm busy. I do things. Yeah.
Bye.
She turns around on her heels and strolls off until you don't see her anymore into the underbrush. Actually walks off, right?
So that was informative.
Impressive walking through a jungle in heels.
Very much so.
Did we did say her name, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And she did say in a jungle if you say it, in the woods if you say her name, and we're currently in the woods and we said her name, so maybe that's
probably wherever there's a lot of life, right?
yeah.
Still rude though. We're just talking about something.
Should we like get code words then?
Does that mean if we learn the Mantle of Earth's name, calling him, he would hear us?
I mean, depends on if he'd follow up and come to us.
Yeah.
But no, she can hear us when we call her.
She can. I mean, if we call on the Earth Spirit right now, he can probably hear us as well, but probably not going to do much about it.
Mm-hmm.
She just likes you. Yeah, she just comes to visit.
I did get the impression she was both busy and bored. However,
Yeah, I mean, that's... She said she was busy, but if you have time to do this kind of stuff, then are you busy? Oh, maybe it's important. Maybe you are important. I don't know.
I doubt it.
No, you are important.
On a mental scale of things.
I don't know.
Well, she
Doesn't
likes you, and she trains you, so you know.
mean something.
Mm-hmm. Certainly does not mean you're not important. If she takes in the efforts
I
to
do
train
wonder
you.
if I'm more of a curiosity having been from outside of the world like I am with Destrian.
Well, then better
Possibly.
take advantage of it. Yeah?
Yep. Might as well use it.
Destrian never got to study us anyway.
Oh, he's still going to... If that's still happening.
Training is still continuing, so you know.
That's still happening.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
He's
Well.
actually nice. You don't see it. You don't see it yet. He's actually okay.
I haven't had the time to see it.
I get the feeling he does things like give me a very fancy sewing kit and then just not acknowledge it. Like he seems like that sort of person.
He
He's
doesn't
very...
want you to think it's a big favor.
Yeah.
It treats it all as kind of offhanded, but to be very honest, I think he was also getting a little bit bored, and we're just something
We're a distraction.
interesting. No.
Like with her. No,
Yeah.
take advantage of it.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing the same for us. Like he's learning probably. So.
Yeah. Alright. So what are we doing tomorrow then now? You're training and then town, or what are we doing?
Do we need to go into town for any reason other than find Layla?
I want to go into town. You guys don't have to come.
I mean, we could come along. I'd be interested to see what everything stood up to the storm.
Just so we're clear, like we're not gonna like help every random soul on the street.
Oh no,
right?
no, that's
Yeah.
no.
Every
Perfect.
single one of them.
Okay, then I'm going alone.
I think we've done our fair share of helping people, otherwise the town wouldn't be standing right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm not
Yeah.
sure like how the general like mood is for that in the town, but we should see if there's anything about the hunt.
Oh, that was supposed to be tomorrow or today, right? Like, I doubt that will happen.
Well, probably not now, but maybe like in a couple weeks or something. I don't know.
If
Yeah.
the noble woman's even still alive,
True. Like, we have to
True.
see who everything is alive, and yeah.
the hunt is not going to be something they even remotely consider.
Just
Yeah, maybe in, like you
if we
said, in a
pass
couple of weeks after all the rebuilding and the funerals and everything. Maybe that will happen then.
The priority's going to be rehousing people, replanting those fields, otherwise no one's going to eat this winter, and trying to save and feed as much livestock as possible. And if you're lucky, in 3 or 4 months' time, there might be some sort of, hey, we survived, let's celebrate. Like, probably, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the next thing they celebrate is, like, high summer. Or even harvest tide.
Or maybe it's like for her like, oh shit, I survived this, but might as well now get rid of it and celebrate in that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Even if she
go by
does,
this different.
the villagers are gonna be like, yeah, bitch, we got fields to sow.
So she might just give it away to the first person that sees her.
Highly unlikely. But
Oh.
if that idea tickles your boots, go with it.
Can check up. We can do the. We can check up with the caravan. See if they're
Oh,
All
true.
If
right.
they're
Yeah.
even alive.
Yeah.
Let's check in.
Let's start with the even alive part first.
I mean, I'm not gonna like ask about the treasure hunting. Like, I'm not
I don't think
that
anyone.
unsubtle.
I don't think there's going to be particularly that many deaths because people were warned and they congregated towards the center of town and they seemed relatively protected. But that poor guy who fell out of the middle of the sky is evidence enough that some people
Yeah.
are going to have died. And it's going to be completely random as to who, I suspect.
Yeah, and who knows how the other side of the island looked like, because they didn't get any warning, right?
No idea.
Yeah, they're from the Gaitran side, right?
Skyturn might
Yeah.
be non-existent right
I
now.
mean, the Earth Spirit would defend the island, not only Penn.
Yeah, but
Yes, it would.
people,
but
what they did,
he defended Penvund, and people in Penvund still died.
Sure.
Or at
Mm.
least that guy,
And
maybe
he
was from
defended
Guyton.
Penvent, and
Who
they
knows?
were aware to defend themselves.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of a big thing, because
They
yeah.
had 24 hours to prepare for the
Yeah.
storm and move people in from all the wooden houses that, as Vera and I saw, are
I mean-
non-existent anymore. They are kindling.
If they had 24 hours to the other two guys and it's not that far away, maybe they send a guard, a runner.
No idea, honestly.
I mean, maybe one of the Heroes may warned them as well because they were down that way.
True.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Because there might have been Heroes Manny in town that they sent for and returned
Mhm.
home. You know?
Yeah. I'm just
I guess.
curious, because this is supposed to be the bigger city, and the other one is smaller, so they probably had a lot more wooden houses, so there's gonna be a lot more destruction.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I can't do anything about it now.
Nope.
We helped these people enough.
Yep.
Well, for now.
Yeah, they'd be fucking dead without us. They wouldn't have gotten a warning or the F spirit. You know?
Yeah.
I think we need to worry about ourselves for the next few days anyway. We spent a lot of time worrying about everyone else.
Exactly. Way
So,
too much.
let's focus on our training, I would say.
Mhm.
Happy to go into town. Happy to help heal anybody if there's kind of surface injuries or anything along those lines, but for the most part, we don't want to get dragged into, oh, you can do this, you can do that, help. It's not overly our place.
Nope.
Mhm.
It's not our place at all, so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright.
sounds like a plan.
Mhm.
So, do you want to make that loot?
Oh yeah, got the wood with me. That would be amazing.
Oh yeah, I also have the one that I drew. Let's see if which one performs better.
Okay. If Vera has time.
It's foldable.
I'm
If
not making
Vera
two
has the
looms.
yeah,
I
yeah.
will take the stuff from yours that I think will work.
Maybe they
Yeah,
need fancy
and-
filigree and
Just
your
like-
whatever else.
Yeah.
Take out the draw and just like show it her to like as a like a proud kid. Here.
It's the most beautiful loom ever.
Of all the things you saved during the storm, you saved that piece of paper.
It's a good drawing.
It is pretty nice drawing, yeah. It has an aesthetic sense to it.
See?
It does. Vieira takes it off him. I'll keep that in mind as I'm making it. So,
Yeah.
Perfect.
it's
Alright.
probably gonna take. It's not gonna be finished in a day.
Yeah,
so-
no rush. I'm gonna focus on training like with you for the first week probably.
I've got lots of time in the evenings and.
Yeah, there's
the
no rush on
nights,
that.
so-
Actually, I want to also unload some stuff now, but now that the hunter's places they are like fucking destroyed. I actually take off the bow that I have and all the arrows. Like, do you guys want this shit? It's getting heavy.
I'll take the arrows.
I
Don't say no
put
to arrows.
mine stuff like that on Mateo's saddlebags, so just add it along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take the arrows here. Like, I'm not using this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The saddlebag has like 100 arrowheads, so you can, add stuff inside.
More arrows is always welcome.
Oh, there's 123 arrowheads in there. There's two separate ones made.
Leave them in there. I will
Yeah.
eventually get around to replenishing my stock from those first.
And you just have 20 more arrows also.
Yeah.
This
can you
import
just-
does for yeah.
Yeah, just shove them into Mateo's saddlebags.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably the best bet. Because as you'll see, there's like 3 longbows in there now.
Oh, 20 arrows are in the saddlebags as well if you want them.
So
Just
you
straight
had,
up arrows.
Yeah, so you had 20 as well.
20 plus extra
Yes.
arrowheads, yeah.
So
I'm
there's
just gonna
40
add
in there now.
40, yeah.
I'm gonna delete the you added it. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put in another short bow as well.
Short bow, I thought you had a long bow.
The short bow.
No,
Can't use
Oh,
short
okay.
bows. Rogues can't use martial weapons. Well, except for rapiers.
Poor rogue. You're really a nerd, aren't you?
I don't need anything else. I don't have a fancy fucking dagger.
I'm just gonna spend the next 8 hours or so making as best a campsite as possible, using debris to make lean-tos and stuff, and pile the wood under it to see if we can dry out some of that wood.
I'm gonna patch up my clothing that got destroyed during the fight with the Spider Queen. So I didn't have time for that. And then,
I can
yeah.
mend that if you want me
By
to.
the time we finish
I like
by
the-
the way, it's already dark, right? So
Yeah.
I got light and cantrip, and campfire and everything. I can do it myself. I like doing things by hand. I mean, it's nice as you're mending and you're cleaning stuff is all. I like doing things by hand. There's a sense of accomplishment with it.
No, I understand. Keeping your fingers busy. So.
Look, I got a nice fancy kit now.
You do?
Yeah, look at this beauty.
All the more reason to use it. So yeah,
I'm gonna put out my light and I'm gonna read a book.
Ooh, nerd.
no,
If you
you
see the
are. Are you reading the book?
Yep.
Ooh, he's
Reading the book.
Which book?
I mean, it doesn't have a title like lettering.
It does have a It's
So you just see it's called Romancing the Duke.
Ooh, what are you reading? Are you reading a romance
lettering,
story?
and it looks very, very used. Like somebody read it many, many times.
Are you reading romance books?
Thought I'd give it a
Yes, yes.
shot.
Oh my god, that's so cute. That's cute.
Did Layla give you that?
Need help flirting? Is
No,
that why?
I got it from Destrian, actually.
Okay.
In that case, it's probably non-fiction.
Romancing the Duke. Okay. I mean, no. Okay.
That sounds like something he might do on a summer holiday.
It does.
That's an image.
What?
I mean, the man crochets. He's
He crochets?
I mean, that's
He's got
what
a
I
sewing kit that's better than anything you've seen.
I know. He's a
you not
man of
see
quality.
Did you not see the embroidery on the things where you
I
places
didn't
the
think you were
candles?
serious. You were joking
I
about
was.
stuff.
No, I was.
Oh my god.
This is someone who has more years than he knows what to do with.
Yeah.
Wow.
You need to keep yourself busy. I understand it.
He's gonna learn everything there is to learn, do everything there is to do.
I'm strangely impressed right now.
Just don't tell him,
Mention it.
you know. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's probably gonna take away the sewing kit from you and just dump,
Okay, I'll shut my
dump your
mouth.
ass outside.
Don't you any of you dare fucking talk. I want that sewing kit.
Well, I'm not planning on staying in that
I mean,
tower
now
anyway,
that Cass has pointed out even more, it makes perfect sense because even the sewing kit is totally in his like black style, right?
Yeah, it's specifically made for him. His style.
Highly likely. So yeah, just gonna settle down and then start carving a loom.
Cassius,
Yeah.
can you read it out loud? I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Are you
Story
prepared,
time.
Abel?
No, I'm not
Wait,
gonna read anything.
give
Come
me a
on.
second. Give me a second.
No, I'm not gonna read. No. Boundaries. Player boundaries. Cassius will do it without getting read. Abel can't do it without getting read. It's awful. I'm way too shy for that shit. No way.
Oh, is it a smut book? I thought it was just romance.
It's a romance.
No,
book.
it's a smut book. Come on.
It's a romance book.
Oh my god.
It's a romance
Oh,
book.
I don't know what
That's
you're talking about. There you
smut
go.
in it. Yeah, I'm not gonna read anything. You can read it for yourself and imagine that Cassie's read it for you. There.
I'm slightly more disappointed that Shinny actually has the book ready for him to read in the first place.
Oh my god, I love that.
So,
Alright, nice little story time by the campfire.
Yep.
Well, I specifically gave him a book that he can actually, if he wants to, pull quotes from without having to, come up with shit himself.
I love that. Oh my god.
I mean, I might read it myself, but
I'll read that out.
Don't mock him.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
read it out loud
No.
because no way. Fade to black. Fade to black.
Maybe Samira will borrow it and then read it out loud. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
well, Cassius is reading it out loud right now.
Yeah, Cassius is. Abel's not.
So that's
Yeah, I mean,
fine.
there's even parts of it where, like, at some point, the male love interest, just the female love interest, how to punch somebody properly in the face without
Ooh, nice.
breaking her own fingers. So it's
Nice.
it's a romance novel, as I said.
Storyline. Interesting.
Well, it's gonna be you guys going to sleep first.
Yep.
Yeah, at some point I'll actually go to sleep in like
You
one
need to
and a
get
half
up
hours.
early.
I'm
so-
getting up early again. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, around like half an hour after Cassius is done going to bed, I'll say goodnight to Vera and just go to bed as well,
Good night. I'll wake you
I
up
actually-
if anything changes, but
Before I go to sleep, I'll just like point at the book and point at Vera. You want to read it? When we're doing stuff?
no.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Vera's just gonna carry on carving the loom.
It's gonna take you a few days of work on it.
Yeah, expecting it to. So
Okay.
she'll carve it for the best part of 8 hours.
And you know what, guys?
Mm.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
What?
Yes, I'm gonna call it here for tonight. We had 4 hours.
Oh no!
So early, what?
We had 4
Wait.
hours. I'm calling the session here. And you can tell
Oh,
me
no.
your time skippy plans throughout the week so I can prep.
The last earliest time we stopped was like in half an hour.
Rip.
Wow.
4 hour session. We had.
We can't time skip because tomorrow we're all going to see how Layla is and how she's doing.
I mean, yeah, and I will tell you, like, in a very brief summary how she's doing because there's nothing special happening.
It's fine. I'm ready for a time skip.
I think we need to set up how long the time skip is gonna be before we do any plans for it.
I'm good for anything from 25 to 55 days, so go nuts.
Good. Okay.
How many days do you need to finish your normal training? Let's start there.
God fucking dead. Let me look. About I think 1k of experience, right?
Oh yeah, Cassius, you get 1000 XP. Well.
Oh, Oh, okay. Look, that changes things.
We get 10 extra days of level training.
Ah, see, I didn't get that shitty experience yet. Come on. There we go.
Yeah. We got that at the end of our session after kablooing all the spiders.
So how many days do you guys have left?
Let me just. I got 13 and like an hour days left on the normal training. So 23, 24 days I need to do just in general to get all the training done, including level training.
Okay.
How much is level training again? I'm sorry.
10
forgot.
10 days.
It's
2
twice
times
days.
level.
Yeah, 2 times his
So
level.
Okay.
currently 10.
Yeah.
So,
So
I've
I got. Yeah, I need 24.
I need 21 days.
Passes with
Uh,
distance training remaining.
With distance, I have 8.5 days of distance training, so 10 days is 18.5 days.
Okay, so we're going by Samira's.
What?
Yeah. So 24 at minimum.
Okay.
And yeah. Okay.
If she's taking longer than I am, I'm instantly gonna start training the second one.
Okay, and that's how many extra days?
Well, for me,
Yeah.
I can train that in amongst us doing other stuff anyway.
Oh, good. Perfect. That's just. Yeah. Perfect.
Just involves me poisoning myself.
Yeah,
We
keep in mind
might-
you will be poisoned with the poison condition for 8 hours. So
We
whatever.
might
Yeah.
have to have also an RP conversation about that.
Oh,
specifically.
definitely.
Yes. We are more than happy to have an RP conversation about that.
Perfect.
But
And I might actually also start with the mobile feat training if we have days
we
anyway.
will talk about that. But for now, please do plan what you want to do for the finish of the training and the time skip. Because please
Okay.
remind me what you're going to get for your 5th level. So I can
Okay.
integrate it accordingly. There's no extracurricular. I'm banning it. It's not allowed. You're not doing any heists on the side while you're doing the training. You're doing training.
Straight up time skip and
Yes.
occasional RP in between.
Yeah. Because the city is busy rebuilding anyway. Nobody will be paying attention to you anyway. So.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alrighty, everyone to office then.
Yeah. Fuck off. Go to the office.
Oh, fuck off! Wow.
I'll be right there.
Wow.
No. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Should I pull you over, Chris?
Move me over.
Yay. People. That was the session. I hope you enjoyed. That was a very long RP week. And we finally came to a conclusion where we can call it and we can do a proper time skip. Hell yeah. Taria's story arc more or less concluded. With a little wrap up at the end. We'll see what they will all do in the future. But I will be back as usual on Wednesday, 8 p.m. CST. Until then, I hope you're all fine and I hope you're all peachy and I love you all and thanks for watching and see you all on Wednesday, hopefully. Yeah, let me just check if anyone's... No, nobody to rate. Okay, then I will just say bye. Love you all and bye.